Alrighty, what's up, everyone joining in? I don't know why my internet just cuts out like that. Hopefully, it's fine now. What's up, everyone joining in? What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Do give it a second for people to join back. It should be better now in terms of the connection. What's up, everyone? Alrighty. Let me get everything set up. Welcome back, everyone. What happened? My internet cut out. My internet cut out. It's acting really weird right now. But we're going to go on to the next person here in a second, everybody. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We're going to start getting people up here in a second. Do give it a minute for people to join back. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Is the internet still fine, everyone? Is it fine now, I mean? Alrighty. It's good now? Okay, perfect. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates. If you're on YouTube, I would really appreciate if you hit that thumbs up. Mel, thank you so much. Really appreciate the membership subscription. Thank you. Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
31.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay, for sure. I have a few people to think. I need to catch up real quick, and then we can go on to our conversation. Grace, by the way, thank you so much for the $5. Daniel, thank you for the $25 on PayPal. Thank you so much. Some W's for Daniel and for Grace in the comment section. Damon, thank you for the $10 as well. Bethany, thank you for the $10. Emily, thank you for the $20. And Audrey as well with the $20. Thank you so much. Some W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you. As well as I didn't even see these from earlier. Thank you so much, Katie, with the $50 for Happy Holidays, Parker. Tweet some W's for Katie in the comment section right now, and Amari, thank you so much for the $5 as well. Thank you. W's for Katie in the comment section right now. Again, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the gifters. Tweet some W's for them in the comments. Thank you, thank you. Our internet was down, everyone, so we just got back, and we're gonna have to build the stream back up. So, why do you support Donald Trump?
I actually wanted to talk. I was listening in to you and Dean,
Mhm.
and I wanted you to kind of elaborate on an argument that Dean was making because I know that you guys agree a lot. I don't know if you agree on this, but Dean was comparing, like basically, like health insurance to like the police force, saying that they both operate and they both have like the same kind of like importance to society.
He's probably talking about in terms of protecting the safety and security of the population. I'm not familiar with the context.
I was hoping you would know it. I think basically he was saying like, what do police do? And the guy was like, oh, they save lives, they protect lives. And then they're like, well, what does health insurance do? And he's like, it's the same aspect. I think that was
Yeah,
something like that with the
it's
context.
the same within that one respect. This is what people misunderstand about like comparisons. Is you're saying it's similar within a respect. You're not saying it's totally equivalent in all respects.
Yeah. I know that, but like the thing with like health insurance and like the thing with like with these these subsidies and everything is like it keeps getting out of hand and keeps getting more expensive.
What does?
Like, well, for example, like the cost of healthcare.
And who's causing the cost of healthcare to be more expensive? Is it the Democratic
The
policy or the
people,
Republican
no,
policy?
no, the people in America are causing it.
I don't think so.
Well, do you know what the number one bought thing on Snap is?
You know what I think is causing the prices to go up? It's the mechanism
Well,
that we
no,
have comparative to other countries. Other countries
no,
spend almost half as much per individual as we do here in the United States, yet they have better average health outcomes. So it's not just
yeah,
because of
well,
the people we
a
spend the
lot,
money,
no.
it's because of the system that's set up.
Okay, I completely 100% disagree with you because here's the thing is like you know what the best preventative healthcare is for yourself is to actually take care of yourself, eat a healthy diet and work out. And when you have America that has a obesity problem and also The number one cause of death is due to heart disease because of lack of taking care of yourself. And then not only that, but then you want to throw a bunch of these people on healthcare that can't take care of themselves, but yet they want other
So
people to
reducing
take care of them
access
in
to healthcare
society.
will make people healthier?
That's no, actually taking care of yourself and actually enforcing like
Yeah, and is that a
um
policy? Is that a both sides can advocate for that? Is that a policy?
no, the okay,
No.
so
Okay, both sides advocate
mandatory
for you to stay
healthcare won't
healthy.
work
Like,
if
do you think Democrats are
Parker,
telling people to
can I
not be healthy?
can I speak real quick?
Yeah, I'm not letting you speak. I never
Okay,
cut you off very much. What are you talking about?
you've kind of been interrupting me. So the main thing that we need to advocate, like if you really care about people's lives, because healthcare isn't going to do anything if you're sitting there eating snickerdoodles and drinking soda all day. No matter how many times you go to the doctor, you're still going to die due to the fact that you're not taking care of your body and you're not taking care of your diet. I don't see any Democrats going for these policies. I see RFK talking about these
What
things.
what policy?
I'm not an RFK. Huh?
What policy?
The fact that he says don't eat that much sugar. He's like, cut
That's
sugar
not a
out.
policy. And you think Democrats were telling
Can
people to eat more sugar? That's not what Democrats were
100%. The
saying.
last health secretary was telling people to eat more candy bars.
When?
Okay, I'm not gonna get into this. Like you can go
No,
look this
no.
up.
Go ahead. You tell me. Give me a policy.
It's 100% facts.
Give me a single clip.
No. What I'm talking about is the fact that you guys are so stressing over healthcare, over people that don't even take care of
That's yes.
themselves,
And also,
right?
by the way,
And
and
no,
someone not
no.
taking.
Let me
By the way,
finish
someone
my.
not
Can I
taking.
finish my talking point?
No. Let me address this.
You're just gonna
So
keep
someone.
interrupting me.
Yes, I am, and you can cry about it. So again,
I'm not
someone
crying.
not
The fact that
addressing.
you're
Someone
interrupting
not
shows me that I'm
addressing.
winning.
You can cry about it. Someone not addressing their health does not mean that they shouldn't get access to health care, or we shouldn't be paying for it or ensuring that people are
Okay,
taken care of. If this
that
wait,
is the
would you
biggest
say wait, let
contradiction
me
in
ask
the
you this
whole
question.
entire
Would you
world.
say
That
your
is the
parents
biggest
let me
contradiction in
ask
the
you this
whole entire
question.
world. Think
Would you
about what
say
your contradiction just
dude,
is.
would you say your parents have
You just
taken
contradicted yourself and you don't even
how?
see it.
What's the contradiction?
Because,
Jesus fuck.
okay, if people cannot take care of themselves in the basic essence of taking care of and eating eating a healthy diet, why the heck should people that don't care about themselves, right? And then you have a group of people that do care about
Okay,
themselves that
what
do
was the
eat right?
contradiction?
Why are they
What was
pulling
the
more into the
contradiction?
pool? Because I'm getting there. Why are these
Taking
people
a while.
paying for somebody that doesn't even care about their own health?
That's not a contradiction. And by the way,
That
you
100% that
listen,
is.
listen. That's not a
So
contradiction. You have to
other
tell me
people
that
should care
A
about
doesn't
their
equal
health, but
A.
they shouldn't care about their own health. Is what I'm saying.
Hey, dude, someone doing things within the context of their life that is not reflective of them caring about their health as much does not mean that they don't care about their health in terms of getting access to like health insurance. Let me give you an example.
It's
Right? You
more
understand?
expensive.
Let me give you an example.
It costs
Is there?
more,
Shut up,
and
dude. Listen,
that's why these
this guy
Obama
can't
subsidies
actually engage with a
haven't
point,
paid for themselves.
dude. I'm sorry.
That's
The
why
reason
you
why I had to
guys
cut
keep
you off,
asking for more money for these subsidies. That's why they keep adding on to the
he won't
subsidies.
stop.
More subsidies, more subsidies. We have to subsidize even more because we get more and more people that are
Can I ask you a
unhealthy, that are
question?
not living a lifestyle, that don't care about themselves. And you guys are
Can I
advocating for
ask
this
you a
stuff instead of
question?
fixing the problem.
Can I ask you a question? Do you every single day do you do the most healthy possible thing for you?
I try to, yes.
Every single day you do the most healthy possible.
Yes.
You never have a snack or a dessert.
I mean, it's in moderation.
No, okay, so you do sometimes.
In moderation. It's not unhealthy in moderation.
Okay, so let me clarify. So because you don't necessarily care about the negative impact on your health in some circumstances, right? Because it's in moderation, you think that you can still care
It's not.
about
It's
your
not hurting my
health
health.
in general, correct?
It's not hurting my health to have something in moderation.
When you say hurting your health, you understand that to some degree it is, but it's in moderation, so you don't care as much.
Okay. When the number one bought thing on SNAP benefits is
Can you
soda and
respond to the
candy,
point that I'm making?
I'm getting to the point, Parker.
It's
When the
not.
number one
You're
bought
not. You're
thing,
not
right?
You're
These
making a whole
people
new talking point.
obviously do
You're
not
bringing
care
up
about
more
their
talking
health.
points.
No, Parker, I'm
He's
trying
not
to get to the
addressing what I have to
main
say.
essence of the argument, right?
No, you're
If
not.
you actually care about lives like you said you do, then you'd stick with me on this because I don't think you actually do. I just think you're a
That was an
shill.
embarrassing grasp for straws to say that I don't care about life. How disingenuous.
You don't because you're not getting into the essence of the argument of
I
what the
did.
actual problem is. No,
I
you're
did,
not.
but
You're
you're not
ignoring it.
responding to my points. I'm doing
And
that right now, and you didn't respond to my points.
the fact is, Parker, is that they keep on advocating for all these subsidies, for all these
Another
healthcare
talking
plans
point.
that don't work,
Another
that get
talking
more
point instead of
expensive,
responding to my
that make
question.
more and more insurance companies more and more money.
You just
Right?
got the talking points loaded up. No response to the argument.
Talking
Do you even
points.
remember what it was at this point?
Dude, I just came up here, literally got out the shower. I don't have any talking points on me. Like you guys are the ones with the
Are you going to respond to the
Discord
question
chat set
instead
up.
of just responding
I'm
random
sorry
things?
that your
I don't
Discord
even
chat
have a
can't keep up
Discord.
with this.
My Discord isn't open. I don't have one right now.
Okay, all these bots in here giving you answers and all this stuff. They can't keep up with me.
So bots are giving me answers? Get a grip, dude.
100%, dude.
Instead of saying
Just
bots
like
are giving me
just like
answers.
when you were trying to give Dean
Yeah,
answers.
and bots are giving me money
debating
too.
Nick Fuentes.
And bots are giving me money too. Now, can you please
Just like
give
when
me
you
a
were trying to
response?
give Dean answers when he was debating Fuentes. You couldn't
I
even
sent
keep
him a
it
thing over
one-on-one.
text. Yeah, you can cry about it.
Yeah, you were trying to cheat. He
And-
can't handle it one-on-one.
Wait,
That's why he lost.
I'm sorry. You think
He
he lost
lost
against
to Nick Fuentes,
Name
dude.
one point
He
Nick
lost
Fuentes.
against Nick
Name
Fuentes.
one point Nick Fuentes beat him on.
The fact that he made him say he empathizes with gay people.
Empathizing
And he's like,
with
"Oh yeah, I'm at
empathizing. Wait,
I
that's
could
not a
put
point
myself
he
at
got.
the receiving end."
I'm sorry. That's not a point he got beat on. That's you being like, oh, Dean said
No,
something in a
that's-
way
that's-
in which I consider funny because I'm a homophobic weirdo.
No,
that's literally what
that's
it is.
just the difference.
That's literally what it is. That's what it is.
That's
you,
the
you can't
difference
even
in
address
IQ.
that. You
That's
just
the
said it's wrong to empathize with gay people. Do you hear yourself?
Huh?
You just said it was wrong to empathize with gay people. Do you hear yourself?
I can't place myself in a gay person's shoes. No. I'm
so you
sympathetic
don't
for
have the
them.
ability to self-introspect and critically think?
I'm sympathetic towards them, but I can't place myself in their shoes because I'm not them.
mean-
I can't. I don't do those
What do you,
things.
when you mean by wait? So do you have to, in order to quote unquote place yourself in the shoes of another person, be that person?
To be empathetic, yeah.
Okay, so then you can't put yourself in the shoes of like a person that is not yourself. So you don't understand them. You don't understand what people are saying when they say that.
No,
So when people
I
are saying
can't
that,
in that
they're trying to get
lifestyle.
you to critically think and say, if you were in this situation, how do you think you would respond? You are just misunderstanding
Wow,
how
your
people are
chat-
using words, dude. You sound dumb.
Your chat's getting mad. Your
just-
chat's
dude,
getting mad, bro.
We're not mad. You just got debunked and you can't even respond.
Parker, what are you talking about? I didn't get debunked.
Yeah, you did.
Parker,
You didn't even give me
you
a
hear
point that
yourself
he
right
beat
now?
him on. You just said that. By the way, you just tried to like
No.
look up to like a white supremacist, right? I'm not even
I
trolling.
definitely, Parker, I'm not white, first off, so I don't look up to white supremacists.
Nick Fuentes, you just said Nick Fuentes beat Dean in the debate, but yet you
He
couldn't
did.
mention
That doesn't
anything
mean
in
I
the debate.
look up to him. I don't like
you-
Nick Fuentes.
You clearly were trying to point him in like a positive direction there, or point
on
point at him in like a
a-
positive way.
No, on a serious note though, like I'm not trying to battle. Like, what do you think about him actually getting all this like attention now? Like, where did it even come from?
A lot of bot farms apparently. There's a huge portion of his social media engagement that is actually based upon bots. Now that's not to say all of it. There's a lot of people out there that are white supremacist, bigoted, and want to be like edgy and socially isolated from the rest of society, right? And are incels, but that doesn't necessarily mean that every single aspect of it. There's a lot of it that was completely like bullshit and bot farmed.
I don't understand how you can even get on like some
And
of these.
we know that, and the reason why we know that is because Twitter launched the where the account is created, and it saw that a huge portion of the people that are engaging with Nick Fuentes' post, like right off the start of it when it's being posted, right, historically, especially prior to Charlie Kirk's death, right, we're just in a bunch of different countries in which there's specifically like high likelihood of bot farms existing. Right, and also it's just like I'm not expecting that people from those particular countries are going to be watching and engaging in a positive manner with Nick Fuentes' content when he literally is a white supremacist. Right, that's
Dude, I'm not
obviously
gonna
absurd.
lie. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like you sounded like you just read that off of something.
I didn't. So I'm sorry that I have the
That was
ability to critically
almost hard to
think
keep up
and
with.
say things.
That was almost hard to keep up with.
Yeah, because you're stupid.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, there's that. Thank you for that.
Did that hurt your feelings?
I mean, it kind of
Was it-
did, but I'm gonna. Are you empathetic towards me? Are you empathetic towards stupid people?
Yeah.
Can you
yeah,
place yourself in stupid people's shoes?
Yes, because I have the ability to retrospect and critically think.
You
I'm sorry.
can-
Do
so-
you think that's an own? Do you think that's an own? You sound
No,
dumb.
no, dude. I was joking. Like, do you know what a joke is? Not
Yeah, I was
everybody
joking
on
too,
here
and
is
you
to get a
wait.
gotcha.
I just joked at you, and you got so mad when I called you stupid. Dude.
So you don't think I'm
just
stupid?
you just got so mad after I joked at you.
You don't think
and
I'm
then
stupid?
apparently it's an issue. No, I do. But it was like it was like.
So
do you understand?
wait. What did you joke about then?
Wait, by the way, what does a joke mean? A joke, making fun of something, doesn't necessarily always mean that you don't believe it to be the case.
Wow.
So if I
You're
made a
really
joke
into
about how
this,
you're
huh?
stupid, that doesn't mean that I don't
You're
believe
really
you're stupid.
serious,
I just
bro.
made a joke about it. I was making fun of you.
So you hate stupid people? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just hate you.
Do you know the average IQ of the Somalis is like below
Well, I don't think
is
your
is
IQ is
actually like
above room temp. So, like, I don't know what you're trying to appeal to IQ based upon, because I don't think you do very well in an
well
IQ test.
room temp is still higher than the Somalis IQ.
Okay, so again, by the way, that's just not the
You know,
case.
on
That's not
average,
true
I
at
think
all.
their IQ is like is
Secondly, what you're not
100% it
understanding.
is.
Secondly, what you're not understanding is, again, there are
What do you
different
think about
conditions
what do
for.
you think about?
Hold up, stop. Why are you just trying to make a point and try to say that people who are Somali are specifically
I just want
dumber,
to get your
while
opinion.
simultaneously
I just
not
want to get your
engaging with this
opinion.
point? Again, one, there's no source that you have for that. Two, that doesn't actually. I don't think
100%.
I don't think IQ is the end all be all for the determination of intelligence. I think that again, there are plenty of flaws that exist with IQ, especially on a basis across the entire world, that obviously have not been applied in the best manner. But I don't think that you do very well on the IQ test you're pointing to, right? I think that yours is
Maybe
literally
not. I
below
don't
rim
know.
temp.
Maybe so.
No, not maybe. That is the case.
I scored pretty like average on the ASVAB, so
Yeah, I don't think you'd score very well on an IQ test, and I think that you've
at
demonstrated
least I'm
that
not a
in
liar.
this conversation, or demonstrated that in this conversation.
I mean, dude, I got to the main point of like the whole medical thing, and you just like kind of like abandoned it, and like
Well, no, you
you
didn't.
you didn't engage in the actual
I did.
fact of it. So like I'm trying to find
I
another
did.
talking point that I can talk about.
Yeah, yeah. Again, you're looking for another talking point after just saying that you didn't have any talking points. What are you
Well,
talking
no,
about?
I owned you on that, and I seen that you're not gonna
What'd
like
you own me
engage in
on?
that,
Be
so I just
specific.
walked
Tell
away
me.
from it.
Be specific. Tell me. What'd you own me on?
The fact that you're advocating for more people to be on healthcare that don't even take care of themselves.
Everyone should get access to healthcare.
That makes
Okay.
it okay,
Wait. So
dude.
wait.
No,
Do you
you're
want
not
to?
even
Do you
letting me
want to wait?
talk.
Hold up. Do you want to engage with my point yet? I asked you this question
You're
earlier.
not even letting me talk.
I don't care. Do you
You
think
didn't
that
even let me finish my statement.
do you think your parents throughout the context of their entire life have cared the most about their body and what they put into it?
I don't. My parents aren't me.
I'm just asking you.
Do I think? I mean, obviously, no.
No? Okay. Does that mean that they shouldn't get access to healthcare? You don't want their healthcare to be taken care of? If they couldn't afford their healthcare, would you not pay for it? Because again,
Well,
they didn't take
first
care of their
off,
health. You're gonna take care of people that didn't care to take care of themselves under your own view?
my parents are very healthy, right? Just because like you eat some cake every once in a while doesn't make you unhealthy. Um, but the main fact is that
That's the point.
you
That's
have
exactly
people that you want to subsidize that are unhealthy, and you care about their health, right? You care the fact that they can get health
You
care
care about your
when they
parents. Yeah,
don't
you
even
just said
care
that you
about.
just said that they did things that are not
Oh
always
my!
the
You
most healthy.
didn't see. Once again, you're not letting me finish my statement. I
Because
just
you're
had
not
literally
making a
two more
coherent
words.
point. I'm sorry, you're
I
not making a
am.
coherent point. Go
You're
ahead.
sitting here
Here, I
saying
won't cut you
that
off
these
anymore. I
people.
won't cut you off anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. So you're sitting here saying that these people.
Chris, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it, Chris. Thank you so much. Put some W's for Chris in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Libby, with the $20. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Put some W's for Libby
You have
in
a
the
good
comment
night,
section
man.
right now. I
I
really
won. Thank
appreciate
you
it.
for
Thank you
that.
so much. Sorry, I just want to do that. I'm
It's
done
either
cutting
that
you
or the
off.
Parker mute button, and
I'm
that's
done
when
cutting
you
you
know
off. Go
you've
for it.
lost.
Go
That's
for it.
when you know you've lost.
Hey, dude, go for it. It's okay. You
That's
don't have
when
to
you
get
know
mad.
you've lost. Is you either do that or you start rage muting.
No,
So
no,
it's
no
like
need to get mad.
I know
No
that
need to
I've
get mad. It's
won.
okay.
I
Go ahead.
know that I've won.
Yeah,
I
you can
know
keep
that I've won.
you can keep telling yourself that
I
to make
just want
yourself
you to
sleep
say
better at
that you
night.
concede. I just want you to say you concede.
Well, that's
Because
never gonna
like
happen, buddy.
you got defeated by a low IQ
On what
person
point?
that scored average on his ASVAB.
That's not even
You
an
got
intelligence test.
dude
One, two. If you want to actually,
an average
wait, I'm
dude.
sorry.
You got beat by an average dude. Like I'm average, dude. I'm like
What did you beat me
5'9".
on? What
I'm
did you beat me
average.
on?
You got beat
And
by
there's a
an
lot of things that we could
average
point to
dude.
about you that are definitely below average. But go ahead.
The fact that oh yeah, I'm below average. Oh, that was such a good one. I'm average. All right. I scored average on my ASVAB. I'm scored average through high school, right? Nothing crazy, and you just got beat by an average Joe. Like
On
I'm
what
just a
point?
regular dude.
On what point?
You know, I'm a regular dude. I love Trump. I love this country. I hate liberals
I'm waiting to
because I
hear a
think they're
response. What
crazy.
point? What point?
Huh?
What point did you beat me on?
The fact that you won't even let me finish my point is my point. When
You
you
haven't
start
got it to it
Parker,
yet. That's not a point. That's
it's
not a point you beat
literally
me on.
it's literally called the Parker mute button. Like you start muting or you start like talking over, and that's when you know you've lost.
And
You
you're
can't stand
complaining.
people to
You're
get on
complaining
you.
instead of making an argument because you know you've
You know what
lost.
you have? You have a pride issue.
Yeah, and you have a complaining issue.
You have a
you have a
pride
victim
issue.
complex. You instead of actually engaging with the argument here, you're just
What
sitting here and
victimhood
saying,
have I?
yeah, you're just complaining about Parker every single time instead of actually engaging with the argument. You're like, "Oh my God, you've interrupted me
I'm
once. You muted
trying.
me once." When it was obvious a joke. You can't take a joke.
I don't know when you're joking. You said that you're
Aw,
joking, but then you
it's
wouldn't
okay.
tell
It's
me the
okay. It's
joke.
okay to keep up. You can keep up.
And then you said you empathize with me. So like, if you empathize with me, then you would tell me the joke.
I
You
did.
remember?
I
I'm
clarified.
stupid. I don't know. I
I
don't know what you're
clarified the joke
saying.
for you, and apparently you couldn't get it.
I don't know, man. So can I finish my point without you
Go ahead,
doing a whole
please.
nother like? Thank you, Jessica, for another $5.
Oh, go for it.
No, dude, I already see that little smirk on your face. You're gonna do it.
No, I'm
You're
not.
a liar, dude.
What are you
Yes, you
talking
are, dude.
about,
You're a
bro?
liar.
Hey,
You're a
I told
liar,
you I wasn't
dude.
gonna cut you off.
You're a
Okay.
deceiver, dude. You knew you were about to do it. I saw your face, dude.
Nicholas, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, Nicholas.
Exactly.
I really appreciate the $20. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for the $5
You have
from
a
one of
good
your
night
bots.
there,
I really
sir.
appreciate it. Thank you, Chris.
You have a good night. You have a
No,
good night.
dude, go ahead. I'm done. I literally am done. I
No,
promise.
dude. No,
I'm
you're
serious.
gonna
I'll
pull
mute
this
my
the
own
whole
mic. I'll
time.
mute it. Watch. I muted my mic. I muted it. He can't even hear me now. It's muted all on TikTok. You can't even hear me now. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Come on,
All right.
please. Go ahead.
Nope. I don't trust you, dude. I'm getting out.
Go ahead. Come on. I stopped. Well, he doesn't trust me. He ran away. He had to run away. I had it muted, dude. What are you talking about? What a coward. He had to run away. He's so scared to debate me. You know what? I won. I must have won because he had to run away instead of actually engaging with the argument when I muted myself for him. Oh my God. Look at that runner. He had to run away because he was so scared. Come on. I literally only did that to him because he actually would not make a point and he kept just complaining about me. Like, he just random stuff that was irrelevant to the conversation. Adam, thank you for the Mary Sponge Miss. Thank you so much. Hey, dude, you can come back right now and finish the conversation. And I promise you, and I actually put my word on this, I will not interrupt you unnecessarily. What was their name again? I'll bring them back up. I'm serious. I'm giving you that. This is a one-time offer. If you don't do it now, you'll never have the option to do it again here in the future. What was their name? What was their name? If you're on YouTube, everyone hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Parker kept interrupting you. That's true. But it only matters whenever I do it to other people, right? Mr. Average? Oh, that was his name? I don't even know. I think everyone doesn't even remember his name. Wow, dude, actually. That's diabolical. Okay, it looks like he... Did anyone... Wow, it looks like people don't even have... And the people don't even remember his name. Okay, all right. Yeah, all right. I guess we'll go on to the next person because we don't even remember his name. Alrighty, do give us a second. Troll, think of the $5. Diabolical. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
Yo, what's up, Dean? Oh, wait, my bad. Parker. I called you Dean. My bad. I'm 19.
And what's your birth year?
2006.
Okay, and if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
At this point, Trump.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
Right now, I'm not too sure. I'm really just like in a mode of learning. So, I mean, but back then I would have voted for Trump. Because I just really didn't like Kamala.
Kamala? Why so?
Her views, just her policies, I didn't like too much.
Such as?
Let's see. Dude, you put me on the spot here. Okay, her abortion views, those weren't the best. I didn't like how, I just feel like mainly there should be many circumstances where they should be illegal.
Okay, so you said her abortion views are not the best, and there are many cases where it should be legal or should be illegal.
Illegal.
Okay,
illegal.
and why?
Well, if, let's just say there are two people that are avidly just doing stuff, I guess I should say, I don't want to get you in trouble on here, and they just get abortions every single time because they're not doing it safely. I don't feel like that's fair and right. But
And you're saying it should be illegal because you don't think something is fair and right?
it's not fair and right to the embryo that is being, inseminated.
Why do you care more about what's fair and right to the embryo than the pregnant individual that has having experiences currently?
Because it would transform into a human. It could even change lives, save
Why don't,
lives,
but like
improve
something
our
is already
humanity.
a person. Why would you value something that's going to possibly be a person in the future more than a person right now?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that um, I know I'm not value value whatever the person less than the embryo. What I'm trying to say is that the embryo should be treated as equal.
Okay, so if you're in a burning building and you could either save an embryo or a like a pregnant woman, or actually not pregnant one, we'll just like a woman who's not pregnant yet. Um, who would you rather save in the burning building?
I wouldn't see the embryo.
You would save like a pregnant like
No,
the woman who's not pregnant.
yeah, because I couldn't see the embryo
Why not?
because it's like microscopical.
But I'm saying in this context, you'd be able to save it. Would you rather save, or would you be indifferent?
No, I would probably save the woman.
Okay, wait, but why? You just said that you should value them equally, so shouldn't you be indifferent?
Okay, well, why? Okay, so
I
the
think it's very
woman.
intuitively obvious that it's not the same. So obviously you value like a woman who's pregnant more than you value an embryo. That's obvious to you. And if you do value a pregnant individual more than you value an embryo, why are you prioritizing the considerations of the embryo over the considerations of the sentient pregnant individual?
I'd probably get like a water hose and take out the fire.
That's not, you can't do that in the circumstance.
How come I can't do that? If I
I can
can't
give
save
you.
them
Do you
both,
want me to give you a circumstance where it's the Joker and he's kidnapped all of you, and he's giving you a choice of either to put, um, uh, like the embryo into a vat of acid or like a woman into the vat of acid, and in the circumstance, who would you rather go into the vat of acid?
wow, that's like a very
If you
moral
don't pick,
question.
Joker's gonna put both of them in the vat of acid.
Wow. Well, either way, there's a wrong answer to this. There's no right answer to this.
There's no right. I mean, there is an obvious right answer. Obviously, you would say that the embryo should go into the vat of acid.
Yeah, it's not
That's
fully
that's the
developed yet.
obvious answer in this circumstance. Okay? If you
Yes.
can't identify that, then I'm sorry, that is absurd.
No, I can't identify that. It's just it's a very like one-sided question.
So would you say you would just randomize it? You don't know?
Yeah, I put it on a spinner. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No. Honestly, I'd probably say the woman, but
Why?
it's a very is it
Are you saying that you
because
value the woman more than you value the embryo?
the embryo doesn't even have. How do I say this? Like, man, you know what?
What does the embryo not have?
Dude, okay, it's not even necessarily. Wait a minute, hold on. The embryo isn't even technically like how do I say this? Out of a woman, it wouldn't even like survive if it's not even inside a woman. It has to be frozen.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you're saying you don't value it until viability? So what's wrong with Roe versus Wade?
dude. All right. Well, you got me there, I guess. Good one.
Okay, so then what's wrong with Roe versus Wade? Because it protects federal access to abortion prior to viability.
I don't know too much about Roe v. Wade.
Okay,
Honestly.
well, that's what Roe versus Wade is, and that's what Donald Trump overturned by putting people in the Supreme Court with the explicit reason of overturning Roe versus Wade. And if you don't know what it is, why are you saying you support Trump because of abortion policy? If you don't even know what his abortion policy was, then that would be incoherent to use that as a reason as to why you support Trump. Try again, buddy. By the way, your
I
name
support
is
him more.
Hard Right MAGA, and you don't
Wait, wait, wait.
very much seem
Oh, no,
like
wait,
you're.
wait. I mainly support him on his immigration. Mainly immigration.
Okay, then tell us what on immigration.
Let's just start with Biden's administration. He allowed in, as I heard you say earlier, like about an hour ago, 4 to 7 million illegal immigrants into the country.
So the Biden-Harris administration actually deported more people than Trump's first administration. Did you know that?
I was aware.
You were aware? Okay,
Yes.
so was it open under Trump's administration?
The border?
Yeah, they deported less people. And actually, if you look at Trump's first administration, it went from a lower level of border crossings under Obama to more border crossings under Trump, especially in 2019 prior to COVID.
Right. Okay.
So it
How many
seems like
people
Trump
did,
was worse comparative to Obama, right?
well, Obama's healthcare was ass, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. But let's no, okay, you're talking about Trump's first term. Let's talk about his second one, okay? How many people did Biden deport in his term?
Like overall,
Yeah.
I think it was over 3 million.
He did, but deported over 3 million?
Yeah, let me check. Um, Give me 1 second. Or it might be less. The most recent comprehensive data. It'll take me a second to find.
Yo, Sonny, I have not debated before.
I can give you in a minute. I don't know off the top of my head, I can't find it right away. Would you
All
like me
right,
to like?
well, no, I mean, I would say Trump has deported over like 500,000 thus far in less than a year into his first term. I'd say he's doing pretty well. I mean, uh, he's basically deporting the majority of the people that Biden let in.
He's deporting most of the people that
What do you
Biden.
mean
I
I'm
mean, I don't think
19?
that's necessarily true.
I'm 19.
Um. Uh. So it looks like there were. The agency manage more than 7.6 million immigrants in removal proceedings are subject to final orders of removal. But they weren't like currently detained by ICE yet. So that's just like people they specifically like had under an order. I'm not getting the specific number. I can
Well,
find it in a minute. What's your point though?
my point is that the Biden administration has let in, let's just say, 6 million. That's pretty much in the middle,
Yeah,
5.5.
yeah.
And
Again, what policy did they pass to let more people into the country?
what policy did they pass?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. So then, how could you say it was affected by that?
Because their border was just horrible. I mean, they would, like, no, they would house immigrants whenever they would just come in. They would give them places to live.
Okay. If you're talking about providing people a place to live, that's for asylum seekers, and that's state policy.
Yo, all these people are saying I'm not 18. Like, you want me to show my ID or something?
For people in the chat, do you have evidence that he's 17?
I mean, like, I can go ahead and post my ID if you want.
I don't want you to put your ID. That'd be stupid.
Yeah, my address is on there. You're right. Okay, well, Trump is well on his way to pretty much solve the whole border issue, which was a huge, massive problem with the
Okay. No,
Biden Kamala Harris.
what policy is he advocating for that you think is good in Kamala?
Um,
He left. Okay. Alrighty, let's go on the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates. Please, everybody, only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria. Again, listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria. Again, listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. you're on YouTube, again, hit that thumbs up. Everyone, if you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello, I know you like big black dudes.
So the next individual only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen.
Hello?
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay, and if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay, what's your birth year?
1992.
Okay, and what month?
February.
For sure. And, okay, so what is the reason why you support Trump?
I supported Trump more so based on his policies over the policies originally of Hillary Clinton. And then I saw the same thing happen again, so I went with him again for the policies over Kamala Harris.
Okay, and like what particular policies?
Specifically, on the abortion policies, I thought that was really ridiculous. For up to the third,
Wait,
there's no limit.
how old did you say you were again, by the way?
I'm 33.
Okay, yeah. I thought you said 33. Go ahead, continue.
So I voted in 2016 for him because of the policy that Hillary Clinton had with the abortion up until the 9th month. I thought that was really evil.
Hillary Clinton wasn't the last candidate. Kamala Harris was the last candidate,
No, that's
and
how he originally.
She supports
That's
Roe
how he
versus.
originally got my vote.
What's up?
That's how he originally got my vote.
Yeah, but we're talking about this last election, like with Kamala Harris.
Last
versus Donald
election,
Trump.
I wouldn't have voted for Kamala at all
But you
because
would
I
have
live in
voted for Trump?
California, and I know the policies that she supported, especially with the prisons and with my uncle being in prison. It was not a good thing. So she would have never got
Was your
my
uncle
vote.
in prison because of Kamala Harris?
He was in. He got sent to prison. I'm sorry. Hold on. It's my dog. Because of the stop and frisk policy that she implemented in California, he got sent to prison for that. And he was overcharged big time. And I didn't like the fact that she was using black men, especially like my uncle, to extend their time in prison for cheap labor. I thought that was absolutely.
So, by the way, there's no evidence of her supporting stop and frisk policy. And her public position historically has been against stop and frisk. So I don't know where you got that from.
No, her position has changed quite a few times.
No, would you like to provide me a single source of her specifically advocating for stop and frisk policy?
I can look.
Go ahead. Alrighty. In the meantime, while she looks that up, let me say thank you to a few people. Grady, thank you so much for the $2. Peyton, thank you so much for the $25. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I wish I could have. Katie, thank you for the $5. Barbara, thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry to hear that happen, Barbara. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I could provide that community. Thank you very much, Barbara. Can we get some W's for Barbara in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Barbara. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Barbara. Let's go on to the next individual. Or not next individual. I was going to check. I meant to say go into the onto YouTube Super Chat to make sure I'm caught up there. And I was going to say we can get up another individual to help her out while she's looking up stuff. Risen, thank you so much for the $12. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And then Troll, thank you for the $5. Thank you. I think I'm fully caught up there as well. So let's make sure to look for another person. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We're going to get up another person to help them out while they're looking up stuff. Alrighty, do give us a second. Let's go on to the next individual. Alrighty. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go on the next individual. Do give a second for people to... Oh, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Alrighty. Did you find it?
Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm wrong about the stop and frisk thing. But I do know that she was the attorney general when my uncle was in jail. And I also know that she blocked innocent black men from getting out of prison.
So you're saying that Kamala Harris engaged in a policy to block specifically him from getting out of prison?
Not my uncle in general, but other black men.
Why are you specifying specifically black men?
Because that was one of our policies she did. She was harsher with black men
Oh,
in the
can you
prison
give me
system.
a specific? Can you give me any policy saying that?
What policy do you want me to look for exactly?
Yeah, that specifically said that she wanted to use black men for prison labor for the
Well,
state of California. Only black men.
there was she was the attorney general, and she blocked a case that would have freed black men from prison that was innocent. And then, I don't know who was the state general or exactly who, but they ended up having to sue to get that black man released from prison.
So I'd have to see specifically what you're referencing, but I do just want to let you know she has clarified that she disavowed the argument and said it did not reflect her priorities as an attorney general, and that she did not personally enact the system of the prison labor that has been a long-standing practice in California. And I can find this for you from the Malta Justice Initiative if you'd like that.
No, because, I know what was said. If you don't mind me asking, though, how come you hate Trump?
How come I hate Trump? Because he was held civilly liable of sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll, because he bragged about walking in the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent. He said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. He sexualized his daughter. He cuts people off their access to health insurance and food through the big, beautiful bill and gives massive tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires while adding trillions of dollars to the debt, more than what the Democrats would add.
Do you really believe that?
Yeah, and I can keep going. There's plenty of other reasons why I don't support Trump.
Carol, that case you're talking about with Carol E.G., I don't remember her exact name. She said that rape is sexy, and they had to cut to commercial.
No, she didn't. She was talking about how she thinks.
Yes,
no,
she did. And
no, she didn't. I've talked about
Cooper.
this many times. She was talking about how she viewed other people specifically that think that, and that's a bad thing that reinforces rape culture within our society. So this is a common.
It's sexy.
This is a.
She
No,
did.
you want to bet? So
Yeah,
you were thinking.
I will bet.
Okay, so let's clarify. She herself did not think that it is, specifically herself. She was claiming that other people think this. Do you want to bet me on that?
She said that she thinks it is sexy, and Anderson Cooper had
Like
to
herself.
cut to commercial.
Like herself. You think she said it herself?
It was during the interview with Anderson Cooper.
Can I have a response to my question? Do you think that she said that she thinks herself that she thinks that it is, or that she thinks that other people think this?
I believe that she said she thinks it is.
Okay, okay, herself or other people think this?
Yes, herself.
Okay, so then do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet?
I don't know. I could pull it up. So could you.
How much do you want to bet?
I don't know.
How much? Tell me. I'll play it right now. Tell me, how much do you want to bet?
What is this on again? The exact wording has to be correct.
It was the difference between our positions are that it's either you're saying that she said she thinks herself that she thinks rape is sexy, and I'm telling you no, she was saying other people think this. So do you want to bet on that? How much do you want to bet on that?
Hold on a second. So you're claiming she said, so other people think rape is sexy.
Yes,
because
that's what she said. That's what she said. Yes.
Rape can be sexy. That's what she said.
No, again, she said that other people think it is. Do you want to bet me on that? Yes or no? Answer. Do you want to bet me on it?
Yeah.
Okay, how much?
I don't know. You're the one that brought up the bet.
Okay, $200.
Okay.
Okay, all right. You're gonna owe me $200, by the way.
She said that rape is sexy. And CNN freaked out and they had to cut to commercial.
Yeah, so we're gonna pull up the video right now, and we're gonna prove you wrong. How does that sound?
It depends on if you're playing the correct clip. I want the full context.
Yeah, I'll play the full context.
Victim.
Hold up, let me get the full clip.
Would you consider
Oh, that's a separate. Here we go.
Connotation. This was not sexual. It hurt.
Well, I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
Yeah.
So again, what did she say? She said that she thinks most people think this. And again, that's what to go further on this, and I could provide you even more context to it. There's even more because I don't have enough time to show you right now. Again, she was talking about how that reinforces negative implications on our society and grave culture that is harmful to victims in our society.
She was also saying that she thinks it's sexy.
No, again, wait, we just played it. No, she said that she thinks most people view it that way, not that she thinks that her way herself.
Is her included?
What's up?
She didn't exclude herself from that statement.
Again, she if you want to talk about the broader
She didn't
context.
exclude herself.
Hold up, let me clarify. If you want to talk about the broader context, she did not say that she thought it herself. She was talking about other people. And again, she's not talking about herself in this context. You said that she talked about herself. And you bet $200 on it. I proved you wrong, and now you owe me $200.
No, you don't, because you're wrong.
Yes,
the subject is...
I said you owe me $200.
No, the subject matter
Yes, you do.
was her discussing the rape.
I just played the clip for you, and you're not going to pay me the $200 you owe me?
Listen to me. She said in that very clip, context meaning they were discussing her and President Trump. She said that she thinks rape can be very sexy.
No, she didn't say that. No, she said that she thinks that most people view it that way, which is a bad thing that is negatively impacting our society. So again, what you're doing
that she
is
said most people, despite her, even though the conversation
she's not talking about herself.
The context is about her. The case is about her.
Again, you are trying to grasp for straws right now. This is embarrassing. You were trying to grasp for straws because you were proven wrong.
You're evading.
Again, you said that she specifically said that she thought this herself. She did not say that. You were trying to find things in what she was saying to reflect your own personal thing that you wanted her to say, rather than what she was actually saying herself.
That's not what happened.
That's exactly. We just played it. I just did.
And keep in mind the context of the clip. They're talking about her. They're talking about what happened in the dressing room.
This was not.
What did you say?
They're talking about what happened in the dressing room. They're talking about the case with her. They're talking about President Trump.
Listen. She's not talking about herself. She's talking about what most people think, and this is what they're talking
No,
about.
she is. Started from the very beginning.
Listen.
It hurt.
Well, I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So listen. Let me explain. Cooper specifically says. Listen, Anderson Cooper specifically says that he's talking about most people, how they view it, and she responds with how she thinks most people view it, which is again the negative. And she clarified on this negative connotation for society.
No.
She's not saying. Well, listen.
Seriously.
She's not talking about herself. You are grasping for straws.
No. Play the 2 minutes.
You owe me
before.
$200.
No, you owe me $200.
No, I
don't. Play the clip 2 minutes before when you start.
I'd have to find the full clip that's 2 minutes before. I don't have the full clip that's 2 minutes before.
Okay, play it a minute before.
Ghost, thank you so much for the Viking Hammer. Thank you. And if that context only helps my case, I've watched this clip and I've played this. By the way, I just want to let you know. I just want to let you know. People have brought this up multiple times. Listen to what I'm saying, please. People have brought this up many times on my stream before, and I've done this exact same bet with people in the past. I know exactly what happened in the case, and I have played.
You are not playing it in full context.
I have played the full context on many things, and also, by the way, this is the context in which is literally said to have been what she was talking about. There's no other context that you could provide that would justify your standpoint. I'm serious. There's no other context that would help you. All the context.
Are you kidding?
Yes, the context harms you.
No, the context harms you, and that's why you're refusing to play it.
How about you play it? You go find it right now. You go find it and play
Give me
it.
a minute and I
Instead
will.
of making me do it. Go ahead.
No.
You play the part that thinks justifies your own narrative.
I'll play it. I have no problem doing that.
Go ahead.
Just give me a minute.
I'll give you time. Katie, thank you so much again for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Brandy, thank you for the $1. Grace, thank you for the 5. I think I'm fully caught up. Everyone, if you want to support me, as always, Venmo, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen.
Okay.
Lights up when you talk about Darth Vader.
I was just there today.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Loved it. So I was coming out, and he was coming in. He was standing out, and he put his hand like this. So I did not go through the revolving door. He came in. He said, "Hey, you're that advice lady." And I said,
You wanna
"Hey,
turn it
you're
down a
that
little
real
bit?
estate tycoon." He said, "Come advise me. I want to buy a present." I said, "Oh, for who?" He said, "For a girl." So I was enchanted. It was such a great moment. So how about the handbags? Oh no, he doesn't want a handbag. Well, how about a hat? So he strolls to the.
And had you met him prior
Once,
to that?
just once, briefly. There's a picture
That's where the photo of with
my ex-husband
your
and he
ex-husband.
with his
Right.
ex-wife. A very nice. It's a very nice.
Which, by the way, he had said he's never even met you previously. Obviously, the picture which we have, tells a different story.
So we went to the hats, and he immediately grabbed a fur hat, of course. And I said, "Oh, you can't put a dead animal on your head." And then I found out later, of course, all of his women wear those fur hats. Ivanka. You've seen pictures? They all wear. Okay. So he asked. I said, "How old is the young lady?" And he said, "How old are you?" And I said, 52. And he said, "You're so old."
He said that.
Of course. He said, "You're so
Is any of this
old."
context relevant right now?
Shortly after that, he said, "I know lingerie." Or he could have said underwear. And so we went up the escalator. We went to the lingerie department. It was empty. There was nobody there. There was nobody on the whole floor, frankly. I think you go through bathing suits and cruisewear. The store was not populated at the time. Nobody was there. On the counter.
That's going to sound strange to people that nobody was in the.
Because Bergdorf's is the greatest store on the earth. They take care of whatever you want, they're there. If you're thirsty, they'll bring you water, they'll get you whatever, they'll call all over the country to get whatever you want. It was a moment in time, nobody was there. Plus, a dressing room door was open, which is very unusual because usually they're locked. And the attendant comes and locks it, escorts you in, and said, okay. So on the
So
counter,
he said lingerie because he said he wanted you to help him pick out some lingerie.
well, it can't because he was not having it with the hats. The hats were okay. So then we went up. He was going to get
Are
some
you gonna play like 5 minutes?
I am just like,
No, it hasn't even
I
been
could
more
dine
than a
out
minute yet.
Forever on this story. We're going to go get lingerie.
You say you go up to the lingerie department and no one is around.
And there are 2 or 3 boxes on the counter. The fancy, remember the old-fashioned lingerie boxes, and a filmy see-through bodysuit in lilac gray. And he snatches it up and he says, "Go try this on."
Hold on a second.
I said,
I'll try to
"You
shorten
try
it.
it on." He
Okay,
said,
so you don't even know what context you're playing right now. You're just playing
I
random
do.
stuff in the conversation. Like, dude, this
No,
isn't
that's
not
not
helping your
true.
case.
No.
You're saying it's a
Hold on a second.
joshing.
I used to be a writer at Saturday Night Live. I see an entire
Hold on.
victim.
You don't feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Which is the exact
Let's see.
part we
Think of
played,
the
by the way.
fantasies.
This is all stuff we've already played. We already played this. It is again her saying
Yeah,
that she
it's
thinks most
exactly-
people think this.
Hold on, you're talking over it. You're talking over it. Now I'm gonna play it again because you talked over it.
Victim.
You don't feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished.
You already played this.
It
Quiet.
carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt.
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
You're telling me that she's not talking about herself?
She said most people. They're referencing
Yes,
other people.
most people.
Oh my God! You
including
tried
her.
to you
And
you just said the context
no.
helped you, and you didn't play any
It
context that
does.
helped you.
It
We just wasted
completely helped.
like 3 or 4 minutes listening to context that didn't even fucking
and
point
she
there.
even was happy. She said that she even said about the part about the fantasy.
Yeah, she's referencing other people, not that she does this herself.
She's talking about herself, and that's why Anderson Cooper cut to commercial because of how
and by the way,
looked.
they Anderson Cooper and her clarified this after as well, and they
Yeah, because
disproved.
you know why? They saw how terrible it looked.
No, because because people were misinterpreting what happened exactly like what you're doing, and they proved that wrong. Again, the context only. Let me please finish. The context that we're talking about is that they were referencing most people, how it's viewed, and they're talking about how
Her
that creates.
included,
Listen,
and that's
they're
why-
talking about how that creates the connotation where sexual assault like this happens, and then so many different people specifically are willing to support someone even though this happens. You understand that's the conversation that's happening here, and you
Yeah, and
claiming that
she
she's
is
referencing.
saying-
Stop talking, please stop. Listen. Right? The context that she's talking about is she's not saying that she herself views it this way. There's no aspect of the conversation that indicates that at all. You are grasping for straws because you don't want to admit you are wrong. She's
I'm
talking
not
about other
wrong.
people.
You are. And that's why Anderson Cooper cut to commercial. Because anyone with working eyeballs and ears can see that that does not match what they're trying to sell.
No, that just happened to be the part of the conversation where they ended up going to commercial.
It looked
Like,
very, very bad. It looked bad. And that's why they
okay, you can
addressed
say
it.
that you feel like it looks bad, but that does not
Anyone with
justify your
eyeballs
point.
can see
Listen.
that it is.
Listen, that does not justify your point. Even if it quote unquote looks bad, that doesn't justify your
You're
point.
gonna
Which, by the way, it only looks bad to people who are purposefully misrepresenting what she's saying.
No,
Yeah, that's
it
true.
doesn't.
That is
Someone
true.
that has been, let me tell you this.
You owe me
'Cause I know
$200,
someone-
by the way. You owe me $200.
No, I don't. You owe
Yes,
me
you do.
$200.
You are lying. You are lying so
I
that you
am
don't
not
have to acknowledge
lying.
reality.
No,
You
I'm
absolutely
not.
owe me $200.
No, you owe me $200.
What are you talking about? You played the clip that justified what I said.
What you said is that she was not implying herself. She was.
She did not
implying
say herself. There's nothing in that. You could, wait, play any of the context that says that she was talking about what herself. She thinks that.
She does think that.
No,
And
there's
that
no
is
evidence
why-
of that. You're just saying this.
Yes, there is. Keep
No,
in
there's
mind,
not.
You didn't show the video. You didn't get to see the facial expressions that she made. Show that, and I guarantee you, your
I did.
chat.
And
Show
by the
it
way,
right now.
now you're just gonna infinitely move the goalpost. I can't play the audio. You got to play extra context that's not needed. I have to show the face of the
No.
person who's saying it.
You know why
all
I
of
keep
these things
saying-
are. Wait, listen.
No,
all
no,
of
no,
these
no, no,
things
no.
are just straight moving the goalpost because you are
No.
so dense that you can't accept the fact that you lost the bet.
Honey, no. You lost
Stop,
it.
dude. Like, this is ridiculous. This is so
No,
absurd.
you're ridiculous.
I'm not being ridiculous. I literally, that
Let
was
me
so
tell you
obvious that
something.
I'm right.
Hold on a second.
Listen.
Hold on. Let me
Stop.
talk, and then you can. Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
I know people who's been raped. And let me tell you something. A rape victim does not talk about rape like that. Ever. Under any circumstance. That doesn't happen.
By the way, I know rape victims. The idea that you're appealing to knowing rape victims saying they never talk like that does not mean anything. Not all victims speak
A
the same
rape-
way.
uh,
She's talking
no.
in front of an
A
audience
rape
of
victim-
millions of people, and she's talking about the
A
implications
rape-
of rape culture. Not all people
a
who
rape
have been
victim
raped
would
speak the
never,
exact same way. That is a
ever
ridiculous
find
way
rape
for you to say that because
sexy.
some rape victims don't say that doesn't
Tell
means
me-
that she
tell
wasn't
me
assaulted is disgusting. By the way, I have a
Hold on,
question.
hold on.
I have a question.
Tell
I have a
me-
question. What evidence do you need to believe people who have been raped in your life that you specifically do believe? What evidence did you need?
One thing that I definitely know is that rape victims don't
Answer my
call
question.
rape sexy.
What evidence did you need? What evidence did you
Have
need?
you ever what evidence in what?
In the
what way?
situations where you believe people in your life that you know, what evidence did you need to believe them?
I can tell by their behavior, by their fear of men, by their repulsion to even be looked at in a sexual way. No rape victim would ever say rape is sexy under any circumstance ever.
She's saying other people think that.
But no,
You're
Ray,
not
if
understanding.
she,
And
hold
by the
on,
way,
hold on.
there are grave victims in the chat right now that would absolutely say the same thing that E.G. and Carol said. How dare
No,
you
they
fucking
wouldn't.
say that they weren't assaulted?
They
How
would
dare
not
you?
say that.
That is so
No, they
sick
would
of
not.
you. That is so
Rape
sick
is-
of you to say that because all victims don't respond the same way, that it means that it didn't happen to people. There are people in the comment section it happened to that they would specifically say that. I know people in my life that this would be applicable to. This argument you're providing here is dog shit. You're not looking for evidence. You're not looking for reason. You're not looking for trustworthiness. You're looking to defend a predator in all circumstances, which indicates that they're guilt. Not only is Donald Trump been held civilly liable of forcibly penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will, but there are 26 plus people that have accused him of sexual misconduct. Do you believe every single one of those people are lying? You have to unmute your mic, Elizabeth. Do you think every single one of those people are lying?
Sorry, my thing popped up and it muted it. I didn't know how. What I'm trying to tell you this: rape victims don't talk about rape like that. They don't talk about other women's rape like that.
Stop spreading this bullshit. Do you believe any of the 26 people that have accused Donald Trump of sexual misconduct? Or do you think every single one's lying?
I don't know all the 26 people.
You don't need
but
to. You don't need to. Do
I
you
don't
think
even
even
know
one
who
of
they
them
are,
is
'cause I've
telling the
never heard
truth?
that. The
Do you
only
think
person I know
even
of-
one of them
hold
are
on.
telling the truth?
The only person I know of that has said it is her and the pageant girl, who lost the pageant and was angry.
Oh, come on. This is so embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
And-
It's not just one
No, it's
person that came
not.
out, by the way.
You know
And
how
by the way,
many people
this is so
accuse
ridiculous.
famous people of rape?
Again, do you can
And
you
how
name
many
one time?
times it's not
okay,
true?
okay. So then, how about this? Name one time. There's been 26 plus people that have accused someone of sexual misconduct, and every single one of them were lying. Name one time.
I'm not saying that every single person lies, and I don't know.
No,
these
give me a one
26 people
circumstance.
even
I'm
have-
waiting. Name one circumstance where that many people came out and talked about the fact that this happened to them, and you believe that every single one of them were lying. Name one circumstance.
That's not my point. My point is with the Trump accuser, Carol. But see, you're pivoting because you don't want to admit
I'm
that
not
looks
pivoting.
terrible.
I'm not pivoting. I'm just saying that you won't fucking believe it no matter what. Because you are a grape apologist. You will sit there and say every
Please
single
don't
one of them are
swear
lying.
at me.
No, you defend a guy that was held civilly liable of
No, I
forcibly
didn't.
penetrating a woman's vagina against her
Because
will,
first
who
of all,
bragged about walking into the
first of
changing
all,
rooms
you
of
won't
naked
even
women
tell
while they're
me
changing
these
without their
other
consent,
victims
or an
are
18-year-old that
first.
came...
So how
Listen,
are you going to
she's
falsely
not even listening.
accuse me of? Yeah, because you're not telling me. How am I supposed to believe something I've never heard?
You don't have
26
to...
people.
Listen,
You can't even name 5 of the 26.
again, there being a 26 plus people is evidence in of itself, right? It's evidence in of itself that there's a civil court that determined this to be true. Okay? It is absurd for you
Yeah.
to sit there
Hold
and
on.
hold on.
They
Let me
only
please, can I
determine-
please finish? It is absurd for you to sit there and you to say that every single one of these people would have lied. And if at least one of them,
I've never said that.
no, listen. So
That
then,
never once came
do
out
you
of
believe
my
it?
mouth.
So then, do you think at least one of them are telling the truth?
I don't know who they are.
How about this? Do you know any of the victims of Epstein?
No.
No?
I
Okay.
don't.
Do you believe them?
Yeah, but there were several people that did it. I'm not saying he did everything to everyone. That was a
Oh,
organized
so because
thing.
several people came out. So several people came out about Donald Trump. So is that enough evidence for you to believe that it's
No
true
one
about
came
Donald
out
Trump?
about. No. Because
Okay,
no
so
one
why
came
is it
out
enough?
against-
Why is it enough with Epstein but not enough with Trump?
Because Epstein had a organization going on, and it wasn't just involving Epstein.
Which Trump
it
was
involving
affiliated with?
Several billionaires, including
Oh,
Bill Clinton.
Oh, so which Trump was affiliated with, by the way?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
So then,
I didn't say anything about Trump with Epstein. What I'm talking
well, you want to know
about
what Trump said
is
about
you
Epstein?
giving me my
I'll tell you.
$200 you owe me.
Let's tell you what Epstein and Trump said about each other. Trump said that Epstein is a terrific guy and he likes beautiful women as much as he does, many of them on the younger side. And you want to know what Epstein said about Trump? He said that they were best buddies for over 10 years. And he said that he knew bad people, but none as bad as Donald Trump. The convicted child sex trafficker knew a bunch
You know
of
why
child
he said
rapists,
that?
but none as bad as Donald Trump.
You know why he said that?
Tell me.
Because President Trump is the only person that cooperated with the FBI when they first started doing the investigation. No one else cooperated. And after that is when Epstein said that. He also kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago.
Okay, a few things with this. One, you're saying that he said it because of that. So the point that I would make here is that Trump was said to have known this throughout the whole time. Okay. And again, Trump,
He banned
he said the
him
reason
from
why
his
he wasn't
club.
friends, the reason why Trump said that he wasn't friends with Epstein anymore is because he quote unquote stole an underage masseuse from Mar-a-Lago, right? And it wasn't
Where's
because
your
of the
source
bad
for that?
actions he was engaged. It was because
Where's your
he was quote unquote
source?
poaching
Because
people. And by the way, that
the,
was a victim of
the,
Epstein. So he was
the
grooming.
direct,
Can I please talk without you cutting me off? It's like every time I speak, you don't listen to a single word I say, and you just spam bullshit. What is this? We're not
please
even
stop
having a
swearing.
conversation.
Don't swear at me.
You want to say what you had to say?
I thought you wanted me to shut up.
Go ahead. I'm waiting.
President Trump banned Epstein from his club. He also is the only one that cooperated with the FBI. He also is the only one that Epstein hates because he could not get any money from out of Trump. He's the only one that he does not support. Why is it that a well-known pedophile has supported every Democrat on the ticket? Why are you guys never questioning that? He had a painting of Bill Clinton in his house wearing the dress that he did what he did with Monica Lewinsky in. Why is that not questioned?
We do. We question that too.
I've yet to see it.
What do you mean? We do that all the time. You think
No,
that we
you
don't
don't.
question the
I watch a lot
relationship?
of-
I question the
I watch a
relationship
lot
between
of
Bill
your
Clinton.
debates.
I question the relationship between Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not a cult member like you. I can actually place questions on the Democrats that run for office. I don't sit there and support them no matter what.
I don't either. And I'm not a cult
And if a
member.
Democrat's guilty,
You're
I
the
hope
one
that
that
they're
is-
held accountable. If a Republican's guilty, I hope that they're held accountable. And the reality of the matter is that Donald Trump knew about it. Donald Trump was, again, literally engaging in sexual exploitation himself, bragging about it, being held
Donald
civilly
Trump
liable of
knew
sexual
about
abuse
it.
at this
Donald
time,
Trump-
calling Epstein a terrific guy, saying he likes beautiful women as much as he does, saying he date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. Donald Trump was engaging in
A
so much
10-year-old
behavior.
hold on.
Can I please finish without you cutting me off? Literally, I can't even do it once without you cutting
Okay,
me off.
go ahead.
Donald Trump continually engaged in behavior that demonstrated that he was knowingly engaging in sexual exploitation and engaging in bad behaviors and grabbing women by the vagina without asking. And yet, again, you sit there and say that he didn't do yet he bragged about it, admitted it, was held accountable for it in a civil court. Go ahead.
I didn't say he didn't do that.
Oh, so if he did do it, then why do you still support him after doing that?
I didn't say he did, and I didn't say he didn't. What I said is that he cooperated with the FBI. He was the only one that did. And about the comment you made about he would date a 10-year-old in 10 years, when was that said?
That was said in the 90s. He said he would date a
And
10-year-old girl in 10 years. Do you want me to play it?
Sure. And just so you know, a 10-year-old in 10 years will be 20.
Yeah, you're still sexualizing a fifth grader? What are you looking at to determine that you would
Absolutely
say that you'd
not.
be dating them in 10 years? And secondly, it's still weird for him at his age to be dating a 20-year-old.
It absolutely is weird.
Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Would you be okay if he said that to your daughter? Would you still vote for him?
Of course I wouldn't be okay with that.
Would you still vote for him
I'm
if
not
he said
okay
that?
with guys that
If he
do
said that to your
age-gap
daughter,
relationships
wait,
right now.
hold up. If he said that to your daughter when she was 10 years old, would you still vote for him over Kamala Harris?
No, I would not vote for him over Kamala Harris, and I wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris.
Okay, so why would you vote for him in that scenario when it was someone else's 10-year-old daughter?
He didn't say he was going to date a 10-year-old when she's 10. He said in 10 years, that means 20. And I didn't even know he said that. I've never heard this before.
Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
You heard her say, yeah, and then, whenever literally Trump said
No,
that.
it's gross. That's completely gross.
So now that you've heard this, would you say that you don't support Donald Trump anymore?
Not based on that.
Oh, okay. So he can brag about engaging in sexual exploitation, say he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, sexualize his daughter by saying yeah to Howard Stern, calling his daughter a piece of ass, saying he had sex in common with his daughter, said he'd be dating his own
Howard
daughter if it wasn't his
Stern was
daughter,
a disgusting
and called
man
his daughter
anyways.
voluptuous. And yeah, that's someone who Donald Trump was friends with.
Yeah, a lot of people were, including Bill Clinton,
Again,
Obama,
again, you
lots
act
of
like I
people.
can't critique Bill Clinton. I think that Bill Clinton should be critiqued.
Yeah, so where's my $200?
You owe me $200. I
No,
proved you
I
wrong. You
no.
owe me $200.
No,
Venmo,
you did
PayPal,
not.
link tree in the bio right now. You owe me
No,
$200. This
no,
is
you
so
owe me
dishonest.
$200.
This is so dishonest.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I literally
Everything I
proved you
said is
wrong.
true.
I
No,
literally
you did
proved you wrong.
not.
I
No,
proved
you
you wrong.
didn't.
We played it. I
Hold
let
on.
you play
If you
the
would have
multiple
no,
minutes of content.
if you had proved me wrong,
All right,
this would have
context.
if you would have proved me wrong, it
I
would
did.
have been. Or no, you didn't. It
I
would
already
have
did.
been.
If you believe that I specifically proved her wrong and she owes me $200, type 3 in the comment section. Take a look at the comments. Look at all the people.
Yeah, they're
All
fans.
the people. Okay, so you see what I
And
mean?
they're all
Like,
Trump haters.
no, they're people that experience this happening. Okay.
No, honestly, a lot of your fans, it's just girls that are like you. So they'll put whatever you say to.
Yeah, because I say things that are accurate and correct, and I
No,
critically
you
think.
don't. You cannot look at that clip and hear that clip and say that she wasn't talking about herself. You know it, I know it, and so does everyone else.
Yes, I can. And we played the audio, we played the context, and it didn't justify your point. It only justified mine. She was
No, it
talking
did
about
not.
other people. That was very obvious. And I'm sorry that you can't
No, it
identify that
wasn't.
and that you lack the comprehension of
I
being
don't.
able to actually identify that. But everyone else here can. Okay? Everyone else here can.
No, that's not true.
And the reason why you lack the comprehension is because you have a mental block limiting your ability to critically think about your cult leader.
No, that's not true. Because if I was the cult follower, I would have disagreed with every single thing you said, and I didn't.
You literally are, because you will
No, I'm
support him no
not.
matter what. Name one thing Trump
I
could
didn't
do.
say that.
Wait, tell me one thing Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting him.
I wouldn't support him if he did anything to a child. I wouldn't
Okay.
support him.
So by the
if
way, would you vote for him if he were
he
held
had
civilly?
any.
I'll ask you this question: would you vote for him if he were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child?
No.
Okay, but so what is the relevant difference between the victim being an adult and the victim being a child? That means in one scenario you'd vote for him, but not the other.
I would. The difference between that is the credibility of the witness, the fact that she said rape is sexy, and no rape victim ever would say that.
Okay,
That's the
again.
key point. That's the key.
By the way, she is a great victim, and she's acknowledging what's applicable to other people. And if you use this one point to say that it didn't happen to someone, then you're denying all the people that would say that in the comment
No.
section what happened to them.
I'm going to be charitable, and I'm going to even say this to you. If she hadn't have said that, I would be open to believing what she said.
Okay,
But
so
the
then
fact
so
that
then you're
she
open to
said
believe so then
that-
you're open to believe every single one of the other victims because there's 26 plus victims.
Yeah, you haven't
So
told
do
me
you
any
believe
of these
them?
victims. No names, nothing. How can I believe someone that I've never even heard of?
Wait, you understand that you don't need the names. You don't need the names to believe the victims of Epstein.
No, because that was a whole organization that he did, documented with several people.
You said wait, hold up. Repeat that point.
The whole Epstein thing, that was an organization thing that he did with several people worldwide, top political leaders, royals, all these type of people. It's not just one man.
Okay, I'm not really understanding your argument there. But by the way, I'm gonna read off names of multiple people, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna deny all of them, right? Adrian Carroll, Jessica Leeds, Jill Harth, Kristen Anderson, Stacey Williams, Amy Doris, Kathy Heller, Karina Virginia, Rachel Crooks, Natasha Stoynoff, Juliet Huddy, Summer Zervos, Jessica Drake, Nini Lakosin, and Alva Johnson. Okay, those are just a few people specifically that I could point to that have accused Donald Trump of sexual misconduct. Do you think every single one of them are lying? You cut out of the app. I can't hear you currently.
You hear me?
Yeah, did you hear the names of people I just said?
Yeah, I was trying to look them up, but you were talking too fast.
I'll say it again. Jessica Leeds,
Hold
Jill
on.
Harth, Kristen Anderson,
Hold on a
Stacey
second.
Williams, Amy Doris, Kathy Heller, Karina Virginia, Rachel Crooks, Natasha Stoynoff, Juliet Huddy, Summer Zervos, Jessica Drake. I can keep going, but like the point that you're not acknowledging is that you're saying every single one of them are lying.
No, I did not say that. You keep saying I'm saying that they're
So
lying.
then, so
but I
then,
never said that.
do you believe at least one of them?
One of them could be true, yeah.
Okay, so then
But I'll
if
tell
one
you
of
who's
them's
not
true, isn't that
true.
enough reason to not support Trump?
I can't support him anymore anyways. He's not going to be on the ballot.
No, but like if you could go back in time, would you vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris with the information that I've provided to you on the stream?
If I could see the information for myself and I could check it out and it seems credible, yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm sorry, just the idea that there is that many people accusing him in of itself is credible.
Hold on.
And by the way, if you believe the victims of Epstein, then you should believe Katie Johnson, who was a victim that specifically accused not only Trump but also Epstein. So then if you believe the victims of Epstein,
Well, I
then
don't
wouldn't you
believe her.
necessarily believe, right, that Donald Trump also was affiliated with that?
No, because the other Epstein victims have said that he absolutely was not.
Wait, so just because they specifically were not assaulted by Donald Trump does not mean that Donald Trump didn't do it to other people. And by the way, you can't use other
All of-
victims. And so, wait, by the way, you're saying other victims' accusations, or I mean claims specifically about what happened, you believe without looking into it. But apparently you don't believe Katie Johnson. Apparently you don't believe any of the 26 plus people
Yeah, because
that
I don't
accused
know
Donald
who
Trump
that
of sexual
person
misconduct. None of their claims are believable to you, but they're believable
Only
whenever they claim that
because-
specifically Donald Trump wasn't there. So that to me
But
sounds
when it
like you're
comes-
just a
hold on.
cult. You're in a cult. You don't have to
No, I'm
verify.
not.
Wait, tell me the people
I was in a
specifically.
cult-
Wait, tell me the victims' names that said that Donald Trump wasn't there. Do you even know?
The lady that just died.
Wait, can you tell me the names?
Can't remember her name. She's blonde. She was pictured with Prince Andrew. And
Yeah,
she
do
said
you
several
know her
times-
name?
I can't remember her name.
Her name is Virginia Giuffre. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce her last name.
Yeah, that's it. And she said that he was not, that he didn't do anything.
That doesn't mean just because again she claims that he didn't do anything to her does not necessarily entail that he didn't do
Just
anything to
like
any
they
other
do-
person. This is okay.
Just like
For
they
example,
do.
this is like you claiming as a defense in a case that is claiming that actually this is like Tyler Robinson claiming in the defense, right? That again there are people that I haven't murdered and that haven't been murdered by me. Is that evidence that Tyler Robinson isn't guilty?
Who is Tyler Robertson?
The guy who shot Charlie Kirk, quote unquote, allegedly, just for legal purposes.
Oh, well, I don't want to talk about that. I don't.
No,
But
do you understand my point?
Yeah, but
Could his
you would
defense
have to-
be?
you-
Could he bring
his
up people to the
defense- I was-
stand? Wait, could he bring up people to the stand, and could they say that, oh, Tyler Robinson didn't murder me? Would that be evidence that he didn't do it?
No, but
So
would
do you
have
see
to
what I mean?
remember-
This is not
No,
evidence that
hold
Trump
on.
didn't
You
do
would have-
anything bad.
In a case with this guy, I would have way more information than what you're telling me. You have to remember, I'm going solely based on what you're telling me about these other victims.
Just the fact that there is this many people accusing of sexual misconduct is evidence in of itself.
No, it's not. And the
It
reason
is.
I say that is because famous men are always accused of this. Always.
So then, based upon your reasoning, you wouldn't believe the victims of Epstein because, again, famous people are always accused by victims, right?
That's
Under your
different.
view?
You know how many rappers has been falsely accused of rape?
Name one in which 26 people accused them of sexual misconduct and it wasn't true. Name one.
That's not. That
I'm
doesn't have
waiting.
anything to do with
I'm
what
waiting. I
saying.
just want to hear one case of this.
It's not the same thing.
Oh, okay. So,
When are you gonna
by
give
the
them
way, there were
$200?
26 people that have accused Donald Trump of sexual misconduct. Every single one is lying, but this has never happened before.
I never said that.
Well, then, do you want to provide a case of when this happened?
I don't know who these people are. Give me my $200.
Yeah. So you can't. You owe me $200. You can't
No,
provide me a
you owe
single
me
case.
$200.
You can't provide me a single case where that many people have accused someone of sexual misconduct, and again, it wasn't true. So the idea that you're not recognizing, by the way, you're believing a guy who cheated on every single one of his wives, a pathological liar, over 26 plus people that have accused him of sexual misconduct. Who do you think is more
Oh.
trustworthy? 26 plus people that have accused him of sexual misconduct, or again, the pathological liar that again cheated on every single one of his wives and still lies about it to this day?
Well, he was also the pageant guy. He ran the pageant, and there was a lot of disgruntled pageant losers too. And President Trump is not the first person to cheat on his wife. Bill Clinton did it very famously.
And that would mean that we give him scrutiny for being a liar. We don't believe all the claims that he just makes because he's lied pathologically.
I don't believe all the claims he makes.
Exactly. You believe them about Trump, though. You believe him over
No,
the
I don't.
26
That's
plus
what I'm
people that
saying.
have.
I don't
No,
believe
yeah,
all
you
his
believe Donald
claims.
Trump over the
He
26 plus people that have.
overexaggerates a
You
lot.
believe Donald Trump over the 26 plus people that have accused him of sexual misconduct.
No, I don't. I never
Yes, you
said
do.
that. I don't know who these people are.
And again, I've told you, and I've given you information. You're never even going to look this up. I guarantee after this conversation, you'll do no research.
I guarantee you I will.
Okay, you will?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Because whenever, and by the way, I don't think you'll even be genuine with the research because when I played you evidence of what I said to be true, you still deny it and won't give me my rightfully give me $200 that you owe me.
You owe me $200.
I don't owe you
because
shit.
the
You owe me
clip proved-
$200. This is absurd.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I proved you wrong, and you're still denying
No,
it.
you did not.
I literally did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
I literally did. Everyone watched it.
I did not prove. You did not prove me wrong.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. I played
No,
it
you
on
did
stream.
not.
Yes, I did.
And I played it. And what I said was true. She said that she finds rape sexy.
She didn't say that she thinks that herself. She said that other people think that because she was saying most people view it this way, and that reinforces grape culture. How it's a
And
bad
she-
thing.
Look, you do owe me $200.
I don't
She
owe you
said-
shit. You're the one that owes me $200. I literally proved you
No.
wrong, and you're in denial.
No, you did not.
This is just cope. This is just cope.
It's not cope.
It is
It's-
cope.
You don't want to give me what you owe me.
You're the one that is coping right now, and you can't give it to me when you owe me.
No.
I proved you wrong. Everyone can
No,
see
you
in this
didn't.
video, and
She
you are just
says-
in denial. This is
No, I'm
unbearable.
not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Your response now is just nuh-uh.
She said that rape is sexy.
Again, we've played this. She said that most people view it that way, and she's talking about
Including
other
her.
people. Wait,
And that's
again,
why in
wait.
the
You are
video-
adding that. You are adding that. You are adding that. You said including her. She never said that.
No, I'm not adding that to her
You did.
words. I'm
You
saying-
totally added that. You totally
No,
added
I'm
that.
not.
Okay, so tell me
I'm
when she said
saying-
that. When did she say that?
I'm saying as in.
Wait, when did she
her
say that?
included
When did she say
within.
including me? Tell me when she said that.
You didn't have to say it. Her emotions.
Oh, she doesn't have to say it. Oh, you can just
No,
infer that it
because her
happened
words-
because you feel like it. Oh my
No,
God,
it's
trust me,
because
bro.
her
Please,
words
please
say it.
trust me. When I
Her
say that she
face
meant
said it.
something, what I say about what
And
she meant
she
means
also
more than what
agreed
she
when
said what
was
she
talking
meant.
About fantasies about it.
She's not saying she thinks that way. She's saying other people think
She
that
is saying
way.
that. Yes, she is, and that's what I
She's
understand
not talking
perfect.
about the way that she thinks
I
about it. She's
wish
talking
you
about
could
how
show
other
your
people.
audience
That's what
the actual video.
they're referencing most people. She's not referencing herself necessarily. She never said including me. You're imposing that because you lost the argument and you're fucking coping and you can't acknowledge the fact that you owe me $200. You owe me $200. Haley, thank you for the $15. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Haley. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Creed, thank you so much for the $3. AJ, thank you so much for the $5. Shannon with the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you so much, Shannon. Kelly, thank you for the $25. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Anderson Cooper debunked the commercial stuff. Look, it was on YouTube. It was all pre-recorded. He just threw to camera for commercial slots. Yes, literally. Yeah, he already clarified that. Yet she's just gonna believe it's them backtracking or something. Rachel, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Blanca, thank you so much. I really appreciate the dollar. Michelle, thank you for the dollar for this lady owes you $200. True. She owes me $200. By the way, if you think that the guest owes me $200, everyone, make sure to hit a thumbs up on the live stream and tap that screen here on TikTok because really,
If he
like,
had to clarify it,
it's crazy.
that means what?
Hold up. Sabrina, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Ken, thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, she apparently thinks all famous people are accused, but they're not. Not all famous people are. Eccentrical Chris, thank you so much for the $2. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'll definitely make sure to ask that question. Jolish, thank you for the $5. Sejin, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $10. Kelly, thank you so much for the $20. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Jelish, thank you for the $5. It's Aru, thank you so much. I really appreciate the 5. Thank you. It's absolutely crazy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Aru. Thank you. Rena, thank you so much for the $2.50. Thank you. Zero, thank you so much for the $2. Tess, thank you for the $5. Cassandra, thank you for the $5. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And they said I'm a CSA survivor, and the person that raped me. They said the person that raped me definitely thought that it was sexy, unfortunately. Thank you for standing up for survivors like me. Thank you so much, Cassandra. I really appreciate it. Thank you. W's for Cassandra in the comment section right now. Thank you so much.
Did you meet me?
Jewel, thank you for the $2. Thank you. Luna, thank you so much for the $2. Seriously.
Can you hear me?
Thank you so much. Aru, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Can you hear
Sydney,
me?
thank you so much for the $10. Mel, thank you for the $6. I really appreciate it. Haley, thank you for the $2 and for the $1. Silver, thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Seriously, though, I really appreciate it. Highful, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Erica with the 5 and the $2. Thank you. Go ahead. What were you saying?
She wasn't standing up for rape survivors. She said that it is sexy.
Dude, how many more times are you going to recycle the same talking point I've debunked like 10 times? And that I literally
did not
proved you wrong on,
debunk it.
and you owe me $200 on.
No.
Why are you dying on this hill? Why are
I'm
you
not
doing
dying
this?
on a hill, I'm just
What is the
saying.
point? What is the point of defending people like this?
I'm not
Seriously.
defending anyone.
You are. You're
You
totally
keep
doing
thinking,
that.
you keep thinking I'm defending people. I'm trying to clarify something.
She didn't say that, and you're imposing that she said something when she
Did
didn't say that.
And that's why Anderson Cooper himself had to do what? Clarify, meaning what? That the public overwhelmingly
No,
heard
all
the
he
same
did was
thing that
clarify.
I did.
Wait, listen. All he did was clarify is that he went to a pre-scheduled time for there to be commercials. That's what he clarified, and you won't acknowledge that. And you're trying to say that, like, again, and by the
That's
way, him
because
having to clarify
everyone
something
that
is not
watched that
indicative. Wait,
interview-
him having to clarify something is not indicative of him specifically or her doing anything wrong. It's just indicative of the fact that there are literally people like you that will try to be dense no matter what she fucking says
No,
to try to
that-
demean her and call her crazy without good reason. It's disgusting.
No. What that means is the majority heard the exact same thing that I did.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yes, that is completely true.
No,
and that's
wait,
why they
the
clarified it.
majority of
If
people here
not,
definitely didn't hear that. I guarantee if I
Yeah,
played
that's
this
because you
clip to
guys
the
are all
majority of people,
Trump
if I
deranged.
played this clip to the majority of people, they would not take the interpretation that you hold. That's ridiculous.
Everyone has.
No, they haven't.
Yes.
People
When
just
you
didn't hear.
ask several other
Listen.
people.
Listen, you would be shocked how many people didn't know that Donald Trump was even held civilly liable of sexual abuse because of the lack of critical thinking, education, and access to resources in terms of information. People didn't even know about this, and that's why I was screaming from the skyscrapers that this is the
Look,
case. Because when people did find out about this, they then decided that they shouldn't support Donald Trump. But the issue was that not enough people talked about this, not enough people brought attention to this, not enough people saw this as a red line, and it normalized it in society.
No.
And now people are willing to support people who have been held civilly liable of sexual abuse in positions of power like the presidency because Donald Trump has normalized it to a degree in which you can just disregard
If anyone-
evidence-based cases whenever you feel like it because a person you like is in that position. It's
That's not
absurd.
true. And anyways, the whole case, they had to change New York law to even bring it about because
Wrong.
the statutory
Wrong.
limitations.
Wait. So wrong. The statute of limitations was not changed just for this case. There were thousands of other people that were able to hold their abusers accountable in a civil
It
court
was
because
changed
of this law. It was not just changed. No, it was not. It was.
with the
it-
focus of getting Trump.
Wait, no,
Letitia
not true. That is
James
completely
ran
false.
on
That is
getting
completely
Trump.
false. This was actually related to the Me Too movement. You are now lying. This was never the case, that it was just because of E. Jean Carroll. There were, again, thousands of other victims in New York that were able to hold their abusers accountable in a civil court because of this change in the statute of limitations. It is not just because of E. Jean Carroll. Now, it allowed for E. Jean Carroll to hold them accountable in a civil court, but it was not that just because they wanted to hold Trump accountable, they decided to change the statute of limitations. And even if that were true, that doesn't change anything. It still has to meet a standard of evidence in order for him to be held liable in a civil court. A judge said that Donald Trump, in fact, raped E. Jean Carroll. And yet you're going to sit here and say that it didn't happen because of some fucking misread talking point about what she said that you still won't pay up the $200 fucking dollars you owe me on. Watch, she's gonna say, I don't know, you actually owe me $200, and I'm gonna repeat the same dumbass talking point that I've said 6 to 7 times on this live stream, and I've been proven wrong on every single time. He even played a video that proved me wrong, yet I'm still gonna say it no matter what, because I can't acknowledge that I'm wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You are.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No,
Objectively speaking, you are wrong.
No, I am not.
You are.
Not on this.
You are.
No, I wasn't informed about the 26 other claims you made.
And even when I did, it still didn't change your mind.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, so it did change your mind?
It makes me look at things differently.
How so?
In what way? Because like I said, he's not going to be able to be president again.
I said, how does it make you look at things differently?
If I could get information on that, I would read it with good faith and possibly change my mind.
But didn't you already think that before? Like, didn't you already think that if there were this reason, like these particular claims, that you would look into them?
No, because I haven't heard about these claims until today.
But you thought about that. You thought that before, and that's why this was convincing to you when I brought it up, that you would specifically look into it. You already had the position that you would, quote unquote, look into it if it is the case that this information was brought up to you. So you didn't change your mind at all. You simply just said that you're going to look into it and do research now, after the election happened, after you already had fucking how long to look into it, because you didn't care enough to look into it.
No. I've made it very clear I did not know about this.
Had you watched my stream before?
I have, but I haven't watched all of them. I usually watch the atheist ones.
Okay, so you watched when I talked about God. Did you watch like any any political ones prior to the election?
No. I've seen you on Pierce Morgan and Jubilee.
And I said that on Jubilee.
I don't watch all the Jubilees. Some people I don't like.
Okay. Is there any other things you want to address? And by the way, wait, are you in the bath?
No.
Then what was the water?
Like drinking water.
That is not what drinking water sounds like. What?
So go ahead and send me my 200.
You said what?
Go ahead and send me my 200.
You owe me $200. What are you talking about? And why are you pivoting from what we just said?
I'm not pivoting.
Yeah, you are. You literally did. Wait, by the way, are you Christian?
Yeah.
You've been lying repeatedly on the stream. How does it feel to
I haven't lied
like
one
literally,
time.
literally you sinned over and over again?
Nope, I haven't lied.
By the way, you just said that you weren't in the bathtub. We heard the fucking sound. Hello?
I haven't lied about anything except maybe that last one.
Except maybe that. What? And by the way, why are you doing that on the stream? That's a crazy thing to do on the stream. But so you did lie about that, and you've also been lying over and over again about the situation. You owe me $200, and I'm gonna kick you now. You owe me $200. You owe me $200. Diabolical thing to do, by the way. Just absolutely diabolical. Pathological liar. She must take after Trump because she's a pathological liar as well. Nathan, thank you so much for the $35. Thank you so much for she's never going to give you the $200. Seriously, though. They said so I'll chip in 50 Canadian to help you cover the lost revenue. Thank you so much, Nathan. I really appreciate it. Jennifer with $100 on PayPal. Can we get some W's for Jennifer in the comment section right now? Thank you for defending us, great victims. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Can we get some W's for Jennifer in the comment section right now? Of course. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Absolutely. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Rebecca, thank you so much for the $6.67. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas. Brooke, thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Brooke. I really appreciate it. Give some W's for Brooke in the comment section right now for the $50 on PayPal. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Give some W's for Brooke in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brooke. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Nicole, thank you so much. I really appreciate the dollar. Thank you for raise how much she owes you every time she says, but she said grape is sexy. Honestly, if that was the case, she would owe me like so much money. It's unbelievable. Hugh, thank you for the $2. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Absolutely dishonest. Juan, thank you so much for the $2. Unknown, thank you for the $5. Ash, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Seriously, though. I'm applauding. Thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Dana, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $1. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I can't click on that through this, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I haven't seen. I don't know if I can click through that. It doesn't allow me to. I might be able to copy it later. But I'll make sure to check that out later. If you're on YouTube, everyone hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It'll help get it out to more people, everybody. Let's go into the next person. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We were just looking for some debates. Alrighty. Let's go into the next individual. By the way, everyone, I should be on later tomorrow, I think. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Sherry, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. Can we get some W's for Sherry in the comment section right now? Of course. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Sherry. Thank you. W's for Sherry in the comments. What happened to... oh, my God. Actually, you know what? I just thought about this, and then I straight up saw him. Is he at the party? Hold on. This is going to be a very long chat. Yeah, are you at the party now?
No, I actually am out at the party and ready to debate. Should I?
You didn't even show up, and now you were just...
No, I went to the
stream.
fucking party. What are you talking about?
I told you you'd be watching my stream later. I knew it. You didn't even go to the function, bro.
I did go to the function. I was going to call you in there, but you didn't let me up.
Oh, that's actually not true. I didn't see you in the guest box. You're lying.
On God, you're weird, Parker. On God, you're weird, but I got a conservative...
I'm weird? You got dunked on earlier, and you came back to get dunked on again?
You didn't... Never mind. My conservative friend doesn't want to debate you because he says you're not worth it. You're not worth his time.
He's scared. Oh, actually, you don't even have friends, so he can't debate me because you don't have a friend.
I have friends. I have a lot of friends. I have at least 6 or 7.
Let's talk to him. Let's talk to him.
You want to talk to him? All right. Hold on. All right. Why don't you debate my fucking friend, Parker? All right, he says he doesn't want to debate you because you're not worth his time.
Did he just say he's not your friend?
Also, wait, how many followers do I need to put my camera
on? You need more followers than you already have right now. Seems like you're not popular
Wait,
enough
how many followers to put my camera on?
See, TikTok knows that like you're not
weird.
cool enough to turn your camera
Parker.
on.
Well, dude, once I get the camera on, you already know I'm about to start destroying you and Dean. Back-to-back debates, 2-on-1. It don't matter. It don't matter who it is.
Thorkus, are you gonna join?
It don't matter.
Are you gonna be a part of Gawk? Because I feel like you're on the same level as Gawk.
What is Gawk? Tell me what it is, Parks.
Gage and Brock. Like I
Tell
feel
me
like
what it is, Parks.
are those your brothers?
What is?
Wait, you guys must be related. I'm serious.
Who?
Like Gage, Brock, and Thorkus have
Brock?
got to be related.
On God, you're being
Brock actually,
weird
I think Brock's stronger than you. I think he has bigger muscles than you. I think
I
think Brock mogs you. I think Brock actually mogs you.
Dog, the last person to mog me never existed because I look that fucking good, boy.
Thorkus,
Parker,
I'm sorry that I have to be the first. I have to be the first person to tell you this, but that's just everyone mogs you, bro.
Peep my story if you want to see me mog Parker because
look at Thorkus, everyone.
Look at Thorkus' story because he's going to be flipping off Parker on that story. I said, hey, fuck Parker, get a job. I said, fuck Dean Withers because none of them motherfuckers know how to debate. On God, I've meticulously pulled apart each one of their talks.
Hey, Thorkus, when you get the ability to do a turn your camera on, you can come back and you should do a push-up contest against Dean. That would be very funny. I have got to see that. A Thwarkus versus Dean push-up contest? I gotta see it. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Laguera, thank you so much. I really appreciate the Interstellar. Thank you. Give me some W's for Laguera in the comment section for the Interstellar. Holy shit, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
What's your birth year?
2005.
What month? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates.
Yo, Parker.
Yo,
Listen,
what's
I
up,
was
how
up
old are
here a few days ago. I'm 27. I was here a few days ago. Yo, after I debated you, I got like 20 hate messages. Yo, what's wrong with your chat, bro? Why they all messaging me, hating on me? Like, for real, that's kind of weird.
I mean, did you say some crazy shit?
No, I was just debating like a regular conservative. Bro, honestly, you got to check your chat, bro.
Well, I
Like,
just want to say I disagree with any hate mail that was sent your way, unless it was deserved.
Nah, bro, it's not deserved at all. I deserve all the love in the world. They should have been sending me love mail, if anything. No, I'm not even trying to troll. But no, real talk, like, it was crazy. I had like 20 DMs from a bunch of no, it was crazy. I think you got to check your chat. That's what I'm here to say. I'm not really here to debate, honestly. I'm just trying to tell you, like, your chat's
Did I change your
crazy. You
mind at
gotta-
all?
About what specifically? About like what we? No,
Anything
honestly,
we talked
like,
about? No?
well, let me tell you like this, right? We were speaking about Jeannie Carroll.
E. Jean Carroll?
Honestly, Jeannie Carroll, right? Isn't that her name?
E. Jean Carroll.
E. Jean Carroll. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Your chat's gonna roast me about. They're gonna send me some hate mail about that one too. No, honestly, I didn't really change my mind because I didn't sound like you knew that much about it, to be honest.
Really? Could you name one piece of evidence in the case you dispute?
There was no evidence. That was the problem, actually.
Yeah, there
The
was
issue was
evidence
there was no
submitted to the
evidence.
case. We actually talked about it earlier on the stream. You can't name one piece of evidence submitted in the case you dispute. After an entire conversation with me, you did no research. Oh my god, it's almost like when I tell the people that they're going to end up doing no research, and then they end up doing no research. I was right all along. You defended you defended a rapist. You didn't even do research. You didn't even look into the case after. And of course it didn't change your mind because you weren't open to change your mind. No wonder you got fucking hate comments, bro.
No, I did look into the case, actually. I looked into it. What do you want to debate specifically? I mean, the reality is
I asked you
that
name one piece of evidence in the case you dispute.
one piece of evidence. Yo, how do you want me to... The idea is there was no evidence. How do you want me to name
There was
evidence
evidence
that
submitted to
wasn't
the
there?
case. Wait, by the way, there's a standard of evidence for someone to be held liable in a civil court. You can't have no evidence in the context of a civil court and then be held liable for it because it has to meet the standard of evidence. There was evidence
let me
submitted
ask
in the
you
court
this.
case, and you would have known that if you actually researched it. Name one piece of evidence submitted in the case that you dispute.
There was no real evidence. What the evidence was...
Oh, look at this.
she
You
had-
didn't look at. You didn't do
But can
research.
I answer? I did. Can I answer the question? Because I know what you're saying. Okay. She had witness testimony from her own friends. She had witness testimony from the people that supposedly worked at Goodman and Wardorf, whatever the story is called. Woodorf, Goodman. I don't know.
Wardorf Goodman.
That's Woodorf. Okay. Very, very good. Yeah. Appreciate it. But this wasn't real evidence. In other words, okay, Parker, do you know the difference
And by
between
the way,
evidence and proof?
let me clarify because you didn't even get the contents right. You probably just looked it up too. In this circumstance, it was that people specifically, she told them at that time, not necessarily that they witnessed it. And then the people specifically referencing that were a part of the business, they talked about the fact that the floor at that time, it would be common for it to be completely empty. Right. So the idea is that they were justifying the story that she brought up, whereas Donald Trump's story was contradicted. He said that they never met. There was a picture of them shown together. There was in a deposition before this, actually, he said he wouldn't have sexually abused E. Jean Carroll because she's quote unquote not his type. But then in his deposition, he mistook her with his ex-wife, indicating he would have sexually abused her either way. So literally, his story was contradicted. Her story was shown to be consistent over multiple decades. Who seems to be trustworthy to a greater extent in this situation? Obviously, the person who has a consistent story over multiple decades, rather than the person who lied about the set of circumstances that occurred.
Okay, but here, Parker, here's what you lied about. Okay, this is what I did do research after our debate. You said that that Jeannie Carroll, E. Jean Carroll, sorry.
How many more times do I have to say
Jean
this?
Carroll. Sorry, I swear to God, I'm not even trying to be funny. That was a slip up. So you said that basically when she was on CNN, I told you she said grape is sexy.
Oh my
You
God,
said
not the same
afterwards-
point. We just disproved this.
I wasn't there before. I don't know. I just came. Honestly, I wasn't there.
We literally just went through this. We played it on stream, and she said that she thinks that other people think that. She said most people view grape as sexy, which is again a bad thing that reinforces grape culture within our society. There's no way you're going to do the same thing after we just had this conversation. Bro, I can't do this. How many more times do you have to tell people this is the case? Do research. You did not look into this. You did not watch the video. If you did, you would have seen exactly what I just said. And you wouldn't regurgitate the same right-wing dumbass talking point that you already perpetuated on my live stream before. And that, by the way, I just won a $200 bet on.
Okay. Well, I don't know. She asked you to send her the money, so I don't know. But
She
look,
lost.
I watched the video. And you are paraphrasing like her lawyer. She didn't say what you said she said. She said people
She said
view grape
exactly
as
what I
sexy.
said.
No, she said before that, she's like, by the way, it was like, this was not what people would assume. People assume grape is sexy, and this was like violent. This was or something, whatever. It was weird. By the way, you know why it's hard to find the clip? Because most mainstream media edited it out. They know it looks bad for her. They don't want to share this. If she said what you say she said, they would be sharing it. The reason why it's very hard to
They
find
did.
the
You guys
clip.
just don't believe it. You want to know who also talked about it later? Anderson Cooper talked about it later. She talked about it later. You guys don't look at that. You guys say that's quote unquote backtracking. You don't even look at that as a basis for what she was specifically saying. You didn't watch the whole interview. You didn't do research. You claim that you specifically look into it, and then what you said was disproven by us watching the fucking video on stream like fucking 15 to 20 minutes ago.
So let me ask you this. Did she say this? This is what you're claiming she's saying. This is how you're manipulating the situation. You're saying she said, most people see grape as sexy, but really it's not. And that's why I have a hard time. In other words, you're trying to paraphrase in a way that she said all that. She didn't say all that. She basically said
I'm adding
that,
I'm adding the second part because it's necessary context to what she was saying, that when people listen to what they said, she didn't or like it's not made clear to like conservatives that just watch the Fox News clip and whatnot. So again, and that's also because of misunderstanding. So I'm clarifying that this is the necessary context of what she's referencing. She's not referencing what she thinks herself. And even if she did think this herself, that doesn't justify her being assaulted. Let's say she did say this. That doesn't mean she didn't get assaulted. That doesn't mean it's not bad what happened. It doesn't mean that her consent wasn't violated.
let me ask you this, Power Colonel, in all seriousness, right? Let's say this was an election between Kamala, well, let's go back, right? Kamala, Trump, but you had the reverse. In other words, you had somebody coming out against Kamala saying, because we know women could be rapists, right? It's not gender specific. Somebody
There were
came out and
26
said,
plus people that accused Kamala Harris of sexual misconduct that would not support her.
you know what's interesting? Because those were all in 2016, right? All those people came out. Where were they in 2000 and where were they the last
so
two
victims,
elections?
it takes them decades to come out, must not have happened. Is that your argument? Well, now you're just
No, no,
saying
no.
that.
That's not
wait,
my
now,
argument.
now you're
That's not my
saying victims
argument.
of Epstein because they didn't come out right away, that didn't happen to them. That's your argument?
That's not my argument. My
okay,
argument
so
is
try
if they were
again.
truly okay. Can I make my argument? If somebody
ahead.
is truly a victim and they're speaking their truth, they usually just don't disappear. It's interesting how they had my point is there was an orchestrated campaign where you had what's her name? Not Gloria Steinem. Like there's a certain lawyer that deals with these kind of things. She came out with a whole list of like 25 women. But after Trump won the election, they were all silent the next time. You know why? Because it was a
They weren't.
tactic
Wait,
that
no.
didn't
People.
work.
They weren't silent. Even if they were, that would just be evidence of the fact that they weren't able to hold him accountable within the context of society, and they were trying to prevent him from getting into the position of presidency. But people were still willing to vote for him, even though they came out with their stories. So again, the reason why victims don't come out right away is because idiots like you won't believe them, regardless of the evidence that they provide. Because idiots like you will sit there and defend predators who assault women, right, and have 26 plus people that have accused them of sexual misconduct, and you'll believe every single one of the victims is lying, and you'll believe that Donald Trump, the pathological liar that lied about all these circumstances, that he's telling the truth. That is the reason why it takes decades for victims to come out, because they know that men in positions of power with lots of influence, that they get away with these types of crimes because people do not believe the victims that come out, because they make up all these elaborate lies about how people are just trying to come out with these particular types of lies to hold people accountable, when if you take into account math, statistics, I know it's a very difficult thing for Trump supporters, you would have to take into account that if every single one of them were lying, and there's a 2 to 10% likelihood of there being a false allegation just in the context of the court system, then it would be infinitesimally small how the percentage that it would be that every single person lied. Okay? Just one person telling the truth out of all of those people would be enough to say that you don't support Donald Trump anymore. the likelihood that every single one of them was lying is incredibly low. Incredibly low. And yet you're going to sit there and say that you believe what is so unlikely that Donald Trump didn't do this. All the evidence points towards the fact that he did this. You won't believe it. You don't care about how proportionally likely it is that he did this. You don't care about the evidence. You don't care to do research. Even after I prove this to you, you don't actually do research, and you keep perpetuating the same bullshit talking points that I already disproved for you the last time we spoke. Push the galaxy. Like, seriously.
Okay. Can I respond? All right, sir. First off, if the reason why a lot of women don't come forth, well, they don't come forward because they know they'll never receive justice. And the reason they don't receive justice, if I could finish my point, is because of people that you elect, the Democrat politicians who let repeat felons get off for crimes. I live in New York City.
You mean Trump, the
How many
repeat
times-
felon who released violent rioters who beat police officers into our country intentionally? Name one violent felon that Democrats purposefully released into the country. Name one.
Oh, I know all the violent felons they never arrested. Like, you know what's funny? Interesting.
Name one.
You care about.
Answer it. Name one they intentionally released into the country.
Listen, I don't know the names like you know because I don't do this. I don't do this for a living. No, I'm telling you the truth. I don't
Go
do it
do
for
research.
a living.
Look it up. I'll give you time. Name one. Look it up.
Let me tell you this.
Do research. Look for one. I know you don't do research ever in your life, and apparently you think because you have a job means you can't do research when everyone else in the fucking live has a job, has a life, and yet they still have the ability to fucking research. It is embarrassing that people claim they don't have the ability to research. What the fuck are you talking about? You act like everyone in the live here doesn't have a job, doesn't fucking work for their whole life, doesn't have a family, doesn't have obligations in their life, and still has the ability to do research and critically think about things. It's fucking insane.
Okay, can I? I got you. Can I respond?
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. You have listen, I live in New York City. You're not going to gaslight me and tell me that I don't understand what's going on in the streets. You have repeat felons who are arrested 20, 30, 40 times. They could have been for sexual abuse, whatever, for SA. And they are released
let's
the
ensure
next
that they're
day.
held accountable to a greater extent. I totally agree. Let's make sure all the people who have sexually abused individuals, they're in prison for fucking life. Don't let them out.
I'm with you. But the problem is you have Democrats who are soft on crime.
It includes the president then. Lock the president up. Impeach the motherfucker. Get him out.
You know what? I would be okay with that. If you want to lock the president up, I'll say I'm cool with that. But then Democrats have to stop being soft on crime. Here's the thing.
I'm not soft on crime. My focus is I want to address crimes where people's risk or in terms of their safety and security is impacted. 70% of people, over 70% of people detained by ICE have no prior criminal record. Only 5% of people detained by ICE have a violent criminal offense. Let's focus on those that have committed violent crimes and bad crimes and are a threat to the safety and security of our community rather than people that are coming here for a better life, that are trying to literally work in their communities to benefit their communities, live the American dream, and benefit their families. That's what
do you mean
we
for a
should be
better
focusing
life?
on.
Yo, what do you mean for a better life? The fact that you're in the U.S. illegally is already a crime. You're saying they didn't commit a crime. That is a crime.
Your president's a criminal.
Parker, if I right now went illegally into Saudi Arabia, right? By the way, in Mecca, for example, you have to be Muslim to be there. If I went there illegally and they caught me, I would hope to God they deport me instead of locking me up in
I don't
jail.
advocate for making our laws like Saudi Arabia's. Do you think the basis for our laws should be whatever Saudi Arabia is doing? What type of crazy fucking comparison was that?
I'm not saying our law should be like Saudi Arabia. My point is,
that's what you just argued. You were just trying to say because Saudi Arabia wouldn't let you come into the country under this particular context, that means that we should do the same. Do you want to bring up North Korea as your next example?
No, that was one example. My point is, if I went into any country in the world illegally and all they did was deport me and not lock me up, not make me pay a fine, I would say, thank God that's all they did to me. In the U.S., they give you $1,000 to leave for free. Thank God. You broke the law. You came here illegally. I know you're saying, what should the U.S. do? By the way, Parker, if you're on a raft and you have too many people on the raft, what happens? The whole thing sinks. You can't have everybody in the world come here for a better life. At a certain point, you
listen,
can't.
that is the craziest fucking response.
Why is that a bad example?
We're not on a raft. You know that when more people come to our country,
you think our systems can handle everybody?
Listen, when more people come to our country, it increases the size of the GDP and increases our ability to be able to pay for people. You know that they add to the economy. It grows the economy. Did you know that?
It might grow like the output, the GDP, but GDP doesn't tell the whole story. It doesn't tell you all the people who are struggling.
Oh, so tell me the negative
GDP.
impact from immigrants coming to our country. I'd love to hear
Okay,
it.
so let me tell you something. GDP, if you have billionaires in the country, that also increases the GDP. Are you pro billionaires?
I don't necessarily think that billionaires shouldn't exist, but I do think that there should be harsh regulations and high taxes for billionaires, right? So, if, for example, if they're making billions of dollars, they should pay upwards of 60% on that.
Yeah, my point is though, billionaires increase the GDP. Doesn't mean you're not necessarily pro that, right? You think they should pay more taxes. So my point is, just because immigrants might increase the GDP because you have more people working, it doesn't mean they're net positive in society. If you have them
Hey,
draining
but
the
we'd have to think
systems,
about the other things. I want high taxes on billionaires so that we can ensure that we have education for people in need, healthcare, food that people need. I think that's significantly more beneficial to the economy and will lead to more GDP growth in the long run than just letting the billionaires keep the money and hoard it to themselves.
well, here's the issue, right? I have no problem with immigration. If you want to have a certain amount, right? Okay, let me ask you a question, partner, Parker. Well, actually, let me finish that point first.
Try.
There is a certain point we have our social systems that can handle a certain amount of immigrants where we can give them healthcare, we could give them schooling, we could get them involved in the society, they can integrate, no problem. But there is a certain point where if you have too many people come at once who are from a different culture than ours, don't have time to integrate, they're not a net positive in society. And I'm not saying that in a hateful way. I don't care where they're from. I don't care if they're from Ukraine or from Russia, wherever they're from. It's not about skin color. The reality is, by the way, my mom's from Morocco. I'm not even talking as like a white person who's like, oh, this is how I feel. I'm just telling you the reality is any society, you can't handle just having a bunch of people from a different culture come at once and expect them to all to integrate at the same time. But let me ask you something, Parker, right?
Wait.
And I'm
Again,
telling
what do you mean by a bunch of people? Because do you think 1 million people is a lot of people? That's a bunch of people, right?
no, 1 million people, if you compare it to 1 million people, immigrants, compared to a country of 350 million is not a lot.
Okay, I have a
And when you
question.
have 10,
What percentage population growth would you be okay with in a year?
I don't know. Listen, I don't know the exact number, but I'll tell you this much: 10 million illegal people in 4 years is way too many.
Okay,
That's
well,
for
one,
sure.
that's not what happened. There's 11 to 14 million undocumented immigrants in the country as a total population.
As a total population,
As
and
a
a lot of
total
them are being
population.
yes, but how many come in each year? Because a lot of them being deported. Meaning, if we didn't deport anybody, we would have 30, 40 million at this point.
There's a
You
greater
know,
amount of deportations that happened under Biden's administration than Trump's first administration.
yeah, you know why? Because more people are coming in illegally.
Oh my gosh, it's still that there were enforcement of the border. You understand that more people
Yeah,
came
because
to the country because of economic insecurity around the world due to global inflation that had nothing to do with the Biden-Harris administration policy. So what you're not acknowledging is that it was due to the economic conditions that existed at the time. Now, do you blame Trump for the 14.8% unemployment that happened under his administration, or do you acknowledge that external factors led to that?
One second. Well, let's not move off the point previously. You just made
That's
a
not
point.
off the
See,
point. That is a direct point that's related. Answer the question. Do you think that just because it happened under Trump's administration that it was caused by him, or do you think that there were external factors at play?
yeah, you're talking about during COVID, right? Obviously, there's external factors, right?
Yeah, so the same thing
Yeah.
is true in this context because it was related to COVID, the supply chain effects that caused inflation around the world, caused economic insecurity around the world, and caused more people to come to this country because of economic insecurity to go to a place where that was more economically secure. So what you're not acknowledging is that it's important that we address economic issues around the world, which is something Kamala trying to do by raising over $5 billion in private funds to reduce the likelihood of people coming here from Central American countries. Then we're not actually going to limit the amount of people coming to our country, and that wouldn't have been different regardless of the administration. So just because Trump is fucking murdering people off the coast of Venezuela with absolutely no evidence does not mean he's better for immigration. He's actually violating the law to a greater extent. He's violating people's due process rights, constitutionally protected rights. He's sending people to countries that they never were in the first place. He's murdering people off the coast of Venezuela, absolutely no evidence so they can get fucking oil. He is not doing what's best for this country in relation to immigration, in relation to the border, in relation to, again, what's going to make this country a safer place. He doesn't give a shit about that. He cares about himself.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, see, this is where you tried gaslighting before, right? You were saying, no, hang on, yo, before you get all relaxed. Let me explain myself. You were saying, you're like, all right, see, this is where you take statistics, you take it out of context, and you try to prove a point. You said Biden deported more people than Trump did. Now, let me give an example, right? If I have 5 robbers break into my home, and I kick out 5 robbers, then I kicked out 5 people, right? But imagine I have strong walls that not one person can penetrate. That's much safer, right? What's safer? Having a country in which we actually enforce our immigration laws and nobody could come in illegally in the first place, or having to kick them out? So of course, under Biden, they had more deportations because they allowed more people to come in the first place. Trump already has a lot of people don't want to come in illegally because they already know that Trump's going to deport
If they're
them.
deporting them, that means they weren't allowed to get in the country, you absolute idiot. What are you talking about? If they were deported, that means they were not allowed.
No, that's not how it works.
Yes, it
let me give
is.
an
What are you
example.
talking about? What do you mean? When Trump is deporting people, do you think that he's allowing them into the country first? No. The
Listen,
deportation
Trump,
is evidence that they weren't allowing them into the country and that they were restricting them from coming to the country.
that's not true. Yo, that's not how that works.
A deportation
okay, you
isn't
can
evidence
have-
that they're restricting people from coming to our country? What reality are you living in?
Of course, no. Because listen, you have to realize government institutions are not all controlled by the president. Meaning the person in
course.
charge of ICE, the person in charge of ICE may have been on top of deporting people, but doesn't change the fact that Biden didn't enforce policies that help people come in here in the first place. Those are different things. So I don't know why you're bringing that as the same example.
Wait, repeat what you just said. I didn't get what your point was.
Okay, my point is that the people, listen, government institutions, you can have the director of ICE may have had good intentions and he was deporting people based on what he can do. It doesn't change the fact that Biden didn't let more people to come in the first place. Again, Biden wasn't controlling ICE. You could have a director of ICE who was deporting them, but Biden was letting them in the first place. It's a different thing. My point is that Biden did not have, I'm missing the word over here, but he did not scare people from breaking the law, coming in illegally. They had their whole mentality was like, yeah, sure, come in. We're a country of immigrants. Doesn't matter if you need help, we're here to help you. That's not how that works. And by the way, I want to go back.
If I played you a video right now of Kamala Harris saying "Do not come," right? Would you care?
I know she said that. She's like, "Do not come." I mean, that's not. I don't know if that's. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay,
Your point there was that they didn't tell people not to come. I can play you a video of her saying that.
Yeah, she
And
said,
does
"Do
it
not
matter
come."
to you?
It's not about one. Okay, yeah, of course. If she's pressured under an interview, she'll say, "Do not come," because she's pressured.
Under an interview? That wasn't an interview.
When did she say that? I think it was. No, it wasn't an interview. I could be wrong.
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
it
know.
wasn't an interview. I'm pretty sure it was like a
I
address.
remember. All I remember is she had a cringy clip. She was like, "Do not come. Do not." Like, yeah, they're gonna listen to that, right? Didn't she say?
Yeah, it was a speech.
Yeah. Okay.
In
Yeah. That's
2021.
not. Yeah, that's not convincing anybody. That's the point. It's not convincing
So
anybody.
your argument was they didn't say this. I give you evidence that they do say this. Then you're like, oh, that doesn't matter.
No, it's look. See, this is where you try to manipulate. You see, no. This is where you try to manipulate.
I'm
Listen, you
trying to
try to
manipulate.
manipulate.
I
Yeah,
literally
you try
just
to
proved
manipulate
what you
because-
were doing was manipulative, and then you're just trying to shift the burden and try and say it's applicable to
No,
me.
because you
And
know for
it's like me
fact-
going up to you and being like, dude, did you just fail your test? I see an F on your paper. And you're like, no, you failed your test.
No, this is where you try to manipulate. Look, obviously, Kamala wasn't going to say, "Oh, come in illegally. Yeah, come in, defy our laws." Of course, she's not going to be so brazen about it. But the point is that the policies that she was for, she endorsed, were not trying to stop illegal immigration the same way
Such as,
Trump was.
tell me what policies.
Bro, I don't remember the exact policies, but you have, for example, Biden at the border. He stopped. Remain in Mexico. Wasn't remain
These
in Mexico?
policies
Wasn't
that
a
she was
policy?
advocating for are so horrible. They're so terrible. They're the worst policies ever. What are those policies? You know, I have no clue. I don't
Okay,
even know
yeah.
what the policies are. I just hate them.
I remember she had remain in Mexico, but let me tell you this. No, let me tell you this.
She
they
had
don't-
remain
no,
in
no,
Mexico. No, that
sanctuary-
was Trump's policy, dude.
That was Biden's policy. I know, but
No, it wasn't. Remain in Mexico is Trump's policy.
No, she stopped it. She stopped
Yes,
it, right?
that's a
Didn't she
good
stop
thing.
it?
That's a good thing.
Yeah, she
Also, that's
stopped
the
it.
asylum process, not the.
She
That's
stopped
not.
it.
That has nothing to do with undocumented immigrants. That's the asylum process, genius.
Yeah, she stopped it. That's my point. She stopped it. Look,
And by the
Biden-
way, she didn't
I
do it.
mean-
Biden did that.
So let me ask you a question. Of course, yeah, she's part of the Biden administration. You think she was going to be different? She's more radical than him.
Yeah, I mean,
actually, if anything.
I think that was good. I think it was good.
You
that
think it's
remain in
good?
Mexico. Remain in
Okay,
Mexico
so
is
you think-
horrible.
Right. So you think that stops that encourages illegal immigrants to stop coming to the U.S. Right? You think that? Let me ask you something, Parker. Right?
Remain in Mexico applies to the asylum process. So I believe people with valid asylum claims should not have to wait in Mexico while their asylum claim is being processed. You do.
Well, the thing about asylum is what makes you valid for financial reasons. I mean, how do they vet these people? They're
You
not
want
vetting them
wait?
properly.
I'm sorry.
They
They have to
barely
pass a
keep track of
credible
people.
fear interview, and then they also have to go through the context of a court process.
Yeah,
To
what makes
justify
somebody
that they
credible?
need asylum.
Yeah, what makes somebody credible?
The
If
court
somebody says
process.
like
The
anybody,
court process,
okay,
genius.
yeah, I know that, but like anybody who knows how to speak, who knows how to speak a little bit, could pass the test. And my point is like it depends how
What?
you.
Okay, so if
You're
anyone can
saying,
just pass the test, you're saying everyone can just go through the asylum process. That's not true, by the way. You have to
yeah,
justify that
look,
you're being. You have to justify that you're being persecuted based upon a certain protected class.
yeah, I understand that, but so my point is
You
that a lot of
didn't.
people could pass the test. I know what asylum is,
If
all
they
right?
wait, by the
Legitimate.
way, if they
Yeah, you know why
get
that was put in
verified,
place?
if by the way,
That
if
was put in place.
most people don't get verified to through the asylum process. I just want to clarify. It's around 40%
I
of
know why that
people
was put
that
in
typically
place.
do. And in that context, they should absolutely be able to stay in the country while their asylum claims are being processed. We just need to make the asylum process quicker to disincentivize people who do not have valid asylum claims to come to the country in that manner.
Yeah, I know why they were put in place. It was put in place because times like during World War II, where Jews were sent back to Germany and their boats were turned around. That's why they have the asylum laws. I understand that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but the point is, a lot of people could claim something that they're not. If you claim from you're being persecuted in a certain way, I mean, how can people who you're sitting in front of somebody who's supposed to verify your claim? He might just believe you. They already know what they're supposed to say. That's why they're able to pay money to organizations that know how to coach them, or it's a $5,000 to come in the U.S. and know how to get them through the system. Yo, if you think people can't play the system, you think like every person filing unemployment is legitimate just because they passed the test? Is that your point? But anyway, let me ask you something else.
What?
Listen, Parker, your
Wait,
point is that every person that collects unemployment or collects any government assistance, it means they're actually legitimate. They're not just playing the system. You believe everybody.
no, I think that
You
there's
think
some
that every
level
person
of
who
fraud rate.
files
I
for
just think it's
asylum.
low. I think there's some level of fraud rate. It's just low.
Okay, so my point is that if you encourage that, like
Why
the
was
Biden
that entailed with my
administration,
position? I'm confused.
Parker, listen, here's the thing, right? You're not going to gaslight us. We already know
You just
the
gaslit
reason
me
why.
saying that I held the position and I didn't even hold that position. That was actually a straw man of my position.
Okay, we know why you want immigrants. The reason why you want all these illegal immigrants, because you know their kids who are going to be U.S. citizens, are going to be minorities who vote Democrat. That's why That's why Democrats want them in the country.
Hey, dude.
Because they want to
I
win
would be in
elections.
support of immigration if it was 50-50.
Oh, Republican and Democrat, yeah, but you already know. It's easy to say when you already know statistically that most of the immigrants vote Democrat. That's why there's more Democrats than Republicans in the country because of immigration, right? It used to be 50, 60 years ago.
Okay, so then I
wasn't
have
the
a question.
case.
Are you saying that you want more men into the country comparative to women because there's a gender divide amongst politics?
No,
Are you
actually,
saying that you'd be accepting of more men coming to the country than women?
I don't see how that correlates. I mean,
Because
my point
men
is like,
tend to be more Republican.
no, I'm talking about 50-50, but I'm saying the reality is
Wait, no.
that
If you're
between
saying
men
you're
and-
accepting people based upon political affiliation, you're saying that you only want to accept disproportionately more men than women.
my point is, you know for a fact that
I want you
immigration
to answer that.
helps
Can
your
you answer
party.
that instead of just trying to pivot away?
No, I think it should be based on who deserves to come here. It has nothing to do with gender.
So it has nothing to do with their political views, right?
No, obviously this has nothing to do with their political views. Obviously not.
Okay.
That's not my point. I'm not
Okay.
saying you have to vet people for their political views. I'm just saying it's a net positive for your party to have immigrants.
That's
You
not.
know
I
that.
didn't even take that into account. I mean, that happens to be the case, but I didn't even take that
If
into
you-
account.
listen,
That has nothing to do with the
Parker,
argument.
Parker, don't fool me. You know, listen, you could try to gaslight me all you want. You know for a
No
fact
one's
if you had a
gaslighting
million
you.
people,
Stop saying that. It's ridiculous.
okay, fine, you're not gaslighting me. No
I'm
problem. Well, let me
obviously
finish
not.
my point.
Seriously, don't undervalue the term because it's useful in circumstances for people specifically when referencing individuals that actually are engaging in gaslighting. Right, you clearly are just using it as like a buzzword right now. It's not. I'm
Okay.
clearly not lying. I'm not being deceitful in order to manipulate you to believe something. Right, that's not what I'm doing. I am
Okay, so
giving you
let me ask you
factual
this.
information, and I'm getting you to critically analyze your perspective.
Okay, let me ask you this, right? If you had, say you had a million people from Russia that you know are more conservative, that are going to vote Republican, if they wanted to immigrate to the US, you know for a fact, and this is maybe intuition, I don't know how to prove this, your party would not be pro it if they know they were voting Republican. You know that for a fact. The reason why you guys are so pro-immigration, which you used to not be as much because back in the day it didn't necessarily benefit you, is because you know it helps your party win elections. And we know that. We're very aware of that.
So how about
because
this?
no country.
Here's my thing. Principally, I am actually against it, right? If it would change the results of the election, there's just no way to enforce that, right? There's no way to enforce that having a certain political view, right, would mean that you get like not allowed into the country or not. Like, how do you identify that? People could just lie. There's really no identification of that. I don't think that's a reliable standard. But like in principle, right? Like if it were like 100% MAGA coming into the country, I wouldn't be in support of 100% MAGA in principle, but there's no realistic mechanism to do that because I don't think that you can actually identify that in a meaningful way that wouldn't lead to some form of discrimination, right, or negative impacts upon like a huge portion of people, and also something that wouldn't be unconstitutional of itself. So although you could say in principle, right, or at least in like a baseline value, that you don't like agree with people of like a disagreeing political perspective to be more prevalent in terms of your country, that doesn't mean that there is any practical way of actually applying that within the context of the law.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying, right? Okay, let me just say the example this way. If you had, say the country was 50-50 Democrat Republican, and then you had immigration, let's say 2 million people coming here in the US every year, most of them voted Republican, and now Democrats started losing elections, and they saw that immigration is a result of it, they would say, hey, listen, let's not let illegal people come to this country. They wouldn't say,
Wait, it has
we're
nothing to
against
do with this,
immigration.
just them being undocumented, because it's happening with legal immigration.
Well, I don't think it's as bad with legal immigration, but I know with
Oh, it
illegal
is.
immigration,
It is.
I
It
don't
is.
think
I
they're
don't. I
voting as
actually,
Democrat.
undocumented immigrants cannot vote.
But the kids could vote, right? That's the point.
So okay, so their kids, what, in like 18 years?
Bro, when do you think illegal immigration started? You think it started yesterday? We already have people voting nowadays who were during the Bush administration 20, 30
And if
years
their
ago were
kids
let
are
in the
born in
country
this
illegally.
country, then you're saying that you want to separate the kids who are citizens in this country from their parents?
You know, listen, Parker, you could try to make yourself sound like a good guy. The reality is every time you arrest somebody,
Dude,
you're
I'm sorry,
separating
you
the
can't
father
answer
from
my
the
questions,
parents,
and you pivot,
from
and
the
then you
kids.
make so that's like an ad hom.
It's not pivoting. Look,
That's like
let me
you're
ask you
you're not
something,
even
Parker.
actually addressing any of my arguments. You're just trying to dispute what I'm saying based upon like some character attack.
It's not a character attack. Let me
It
ask you a very
is.
simple question. So you don't want to answer any questions. That's the thing. You're trying to pivot. You don't want to answer questions. You like to ask the questions. You don't
Says
want to
I
answer
asked a
anything.
question, then you just didn't answer. But go ahead, ask me a question.
Okay, let me ask you this. If somebody commits murder or grape and you lock them in prison, like you said before, that rapists should stay in prison their whole life. Are you separating a father from their family? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think it's good in that circumstance to do so.
Okay, so we believe
Yes,
it's good in this
you
circumstance.
separate violent people from people that they could hurt. Yes. So again, in the circumstance where they have not committed a violent crime or bad crime, are not a threat to the safety and security of our community, why do you want to separate them? This is what I mean.
Because
Dude,
they
like,
committed
you
a
acted
crime
like
by
that.
coming
He acted
here.
like that was some own, bro. Like you thought in your head you were owning me there.
No, here's the point. I think I actually did. The point is, this is the point. The point is that every time somebody commits a crime and he's arrested, you're separating a person from their family. And you understand that. Not just that, if somebody commits tax fraud and by the way, that's not a violent crime. He committed tax fraud. Now you're separating a father that kids should go every day and not have a father to come home to. But we're okay with
I
that.
think it depends on what you're considering in terms of the level of tax fraud. If someone accidentally commits tax fraud, right? I mean, I don't think that I don't think that we would say that they should be deported based on that.
Yeah, nobody accidentally jumps the border, bro. That's not how it works. It's not accidental.
I
It
didn't
happens
say
on
that.
purpose.
Like if, for example, if someone intentionally jaywalks and it's not a threat to anyone's safety or security, do you think they should be held accountable?
You can give them a ticket for jaywalking. I mean, I don't really care
So
about
you
that.
support
But that's
that? So
something
if your
else.
friend jaywalked and it wasn't a threat to anyone's safety or security, would you support them being fined?
No, I'm not for finding jaywalking. I think
Okay,
that's government overreach. But my
dude.
point is,
Did you just say that it's okay to violate the law?
bro, jaywalking. You're saying it doesn't affect anybody. I don't know.
Wait,
That's
you just said that it was okay to violate. Do you even respect the laws of this country?
dude. 1 second. Jaywalking. If you're saying, I don't know why you're laughing because this is like
Because
I
no
don't
one
get- I
views
don't-
laws that way. Okay.
You thought you were cooking that way. You thought you were cooking, but
I did
that was
because
not.
no one views laws that way, and I'm proving it.
I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Jaywalking. I don't know what you're talking about. Jaywalking.
Yeah,
I mean,
unless it's a
people
threat
can
to
get a
someone's
ticket for
safety,
jaywalking.
security, right, or something meaningful, there's not going to be a reason to enforce the law in that context. Okay, what
Yeah,
is
the
the reason
problem-
you, in that circumstance, would want to separate from your kid, separate a kid that's a citizen in the country from their parents? right? If,
They don't have to
again,
be
they're not a threat to
separated.
the
They could be
safety and security
deported
of our
together.
community, they're a great citizen that just wants to come here for a better life and wants to be able to be there for their kid. That's already a citizen.
They don't have to be, they don't have to be separated. They could all be deported together. They choose
So
to be
you deport
deported.
citizens? Now he wants to deport U.S. citizens. That's what you just said? Deport U.S.
It's up
citizens?
to them. If they don't want to be separated, they can leave.
Do you think
they don't have to
it's
leave
the
this
kid?
country.
The kid can't make that determination yet. So you want to deport U.S. citizens?
What do you mean?
Well,
The parents
I
make
thought
the
it was
choice
just
for the kids.
undocumented. I thought it was just undocumented immigrants. Now you're coming after U.S. citizens?
No, the parents make the choice for the kids. Do you think 3-year-olds make their own choices? Which school they go to? What's your point? The parents could decide that, hey, if we're being deported, we don't want to be separated.
deport all of
let's
them,
take
by
our
the
kids
way.
with us. My point is that if the parents want, let's say the parents are from Mexico. By the way, I've been to Mexico many times. It's not that bad of a country in a lot of ways. I don't even believe in American exceptionalism. I think a lot of countries, I traveled a lot. A lot of countries are beautiful countries. If you're originally from Mexico, instead of going home yourself, you could take your family with you. Go back to Mexico as a family unit if you want to. If you don't want to do that, you want to choose that they stay here, let them stay here. That's fine. But you don't have to say they're not separating families. You who committed the crime separated your family. That's gaslighting to say that like, oh, they're separating families. They're not separating families. They're deporting a guy that came here illegally. The fact that he chose to have kids in the U.S., he could take his family with him. That's being actually very kind to give him that option.
No,
Also,
like,
Parker, let me ask you this.
Let me give you a circumstance. Let's say the kid came into the country legally with their mom, and their dad came into the country undocumented. Would you want their dad to be deported? The kid came into the country
if it's
legally. They
legal,
didn't
he should be
engage any.
deported.
The mom and the kid didn't engage in any action specifically that would mean that like they should be deported. So you wouldn't be leaving. Everyone wouldn't be leaving. The mom's gonna have to stay with the kid. Would you say that the dad should be deported in that context?
I think if the dad broke the law, came here illegally, he should be deported.
He's just trying to be there for his kid.
I mean, listen, if she came here legally, I mean, I think you could get a green card, right? There's ways of coming here legally.
No,
But
like
if he
for
chose,
example, let's say that this person was born in the country, and they got into a relationship with someone who's undocumented.
yeah,
and
so
they
there's a
became
green card.
pregnant.
So we have laws for that. You can get a green card.
Would
There's
you
ways you can stay
would
here.
you want that person to be deported?
Where do you have laws for this, right? Listen, I have friends who married foreigners.
I'm just
Their
asking
wives
you.
or their
Would you want
husbands.
that person to be deported? Like, think about
If
this
you
from
broke
a
the law,
person.
you get
Listen,
deported. It's
listen,
that simple.
I want you to get out of debate bro mode. I want you to get into normal person mode. Like you're having a conversation with someone that's close to you, right? Like genuinely, like just think about it from this context. Would you want someone in this context that your friend knew, right? Let's say you're friends with this person. You know them, and they are in a relationship with someone who's undocumented. Would you want their partner to be deported? Would you tell them to their face that you think that their partner should be deported because of some arbitrary law that you want to enforce in this context? When they're not a threat to anyone's safety and security.
I'm trying to answer you honestly. I'm telling you, if somebody is here illegally, I don't care if they're my friend. I don't care who they are. You didn't follow the law. Yes, you should be deported. That's a
you
reality.
would say that directly to their face.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, I'll say it to their face. What's the difference? Look, bro, you could try to make yourself sound like a good person. Like, oh, you're a bad person. You want your friend's wife to get...
No, just think about it. I'm just trying to get you to like level yourself and be like empathetic and just be a genuinely good friend in that context. Like, what would a good friend say?
Okay.
Would
Okay,
a
so
good
yeah.
friend-
Okay,
would a
got
good
it.
friend
Parker.
tell their friend that their fucking partner should be literally deported? Or would a good friend realize that this person's not a threat to anyone's safety and security and that they shouldn't be deported?
Okay, so Parker, this is basically what you're saying. You're saying if I saw my friend commit a crime, I shouldn't report it because he's my friend, right? So let's say my
There are
friend...
certain, like for
stole-
example, jaywalking. Like I brought you up with the scenario with jaywalking. They walk across the street. It's not a threat to anyone's safety and security. They walk across the street, jaywalk. Would you want them to be fined? You said no.
I don't care about
So
jaywalking.
if I did the
It's a
same thing
dumb
to
example.
you,
I don't
if
care
I
about
used your same
jaywalking.
argument against you, you're saying that your friend, just because he's your friend, should be able to get away with a crime with violating the law. No, he should get fined because he should have gone to the crosswalk that's like fucking 5 minutes down the street.
Listen, buddy, there's a reason. Okay, look, certain laws are in place like jaywalking. It's not because cops really care about somebody jaywalking. They have to have the law in place It's to protect themselves from like certain, let's say there's an
Yeah,
insurance claim.
it's to protect
No,
the
no, no. Let me.
safety and security of our community,
Yes, yes, I
right?
understand. Okay,
Oh
so
my
let me teach you
God.
something, Parker. Can I speak for a second? When
Go ahead.
you
Go
interrupt a
ahead.
lot.
I'll stop. I'll mute
Part of the
myself.
reason why certain laws are in place. Let me give an example, right? So let's say in Long Island they have streets
This is so
which it
ridiculous.
says
I'm
2
muted on
hour
TikTok.
parking maximum. They never give tickets. You could park there for 3 days in a row. I do it all the time. I never get a ticket. The reason why they have a sign that says 2 hour parking maximum is that in case the cops want to give a ticket because if people are being a public nuisance, if somebody's throwing a party, they have the legitimate authority to do it. It's the same thing with jaywalking. Nobody really cares about jaywalking. The reason why they have a law against it is that if somebody gets in an accident jaywalking, his insurance knows that he was to blame. The insurance knows these things. So again, you're bringing like random examples that nobody really cares about. Nobody cares about jaywalking. That's not the point. It's the reason why they have the laws for insurance, that people know that this guy was not allowed to cross there. If you don't have laws against jaywalking, then maybe the car was at fault. The person who was driving the car, maybe not the person. Again, you're taking like these specific examples, no connection.
So it's
Illegal
okay
immigration.
Wait, hold on. Let me just clarify this point. It's okay for you to cherry pick what laws you want to enforce and you think should be enforced, and you're not a bad person for doing that. But if I do it, it's the end of the fucking world. Parker's supporting people violating the law. He's a terrible person. I could never support someone who like holds those views, right? Like, why do you view it differently in this context? Especially since you voted for a convicted criminal who pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers and called them patriots.
Okay. We were talking about a lot of points here. You know, it's interesting. I'm actually happy, Parker. You know, I'm going to give you credit. I'm happy that you care about police officers. As far as I know, Black Lives Matter was burning down places. They were assaulting cops. They were saying pigs in a blanket fry them like pigs in a blanket fry them like bacon. I don't think you guys are so pro cops, but I'm happy to see you're coming around over there. So I'm going to give you credit.
I mean,
that
did
you're
any
pro-cops.
Democratic candidate for president pardon people who beat police officers?
They don't lock them up in the first place.
I'm unfamiliar with the circumstance.
Yeah, they don't lock them up. Here's the difference. They don't lock them up.
Oh wait.
Black
Okay,
Lives Matter. Get
so
the
what?
protest
So
all they
name
want.
one policy Democrats supported to not put people who committed violent offenses in prison.
One policy? They don't have the laws in the first place. Can I finish my point?
So
Yo,
the
you
laws
have
didn't
places
exist. So Republicans didn't put these laws in place when they were in office?
Yo, do you know that in New York City that the reason why most people get off of crimes is because the DA doesn't prosecute, because they changed the laws that if you're committing a felony or whatever it is.
Tell me
the
what
cops
DA
and
specifically wasn't putting violent felons in prison.
Bro, you know, yo, come on, you're not gonna win this one. Do you know how many times you'll see a story in the news where you'll have a guy that already was released 30 times out of prison for violent crimes and was released the next day?
Yeah, so give me one circumstance where a Democratic DA did that. Can you even mention?
Okay, what's the guy that killed Irina, what's her name, Zaretsky, the white girl on the bus? How many times was he arrested?
I'm asking, name the policy that Democrats support that led to this happening. You have to give me like a causal basis for this.
There was no policy. That's the problem. They don't have a policy. They let them get off.
I can tell you stuff that Republicans have done that intentionally released violent criminals onto the streets. You want me to tell you? Donald Trump pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers. He called them patriots and released them onto the street. A lot of them reoffended.
Again, here's the thing, right? You're trying to talk about the fact that Trump pardoned them. The reality is, he pardoned them in the context of most of them were in the Capitol. They weren't actually rioting for the most part. For the most part, they weren't.
We're talking about violent rioters. Why did he pardon those violent rioters?
He pardoned them because that for years they had protests, Black Lives Matter. They were destroying businesses. They were
because Democrats did it, and it was bad when Democrats did it. That means that Republicans should do it.
You know what? Sometimes you have to play a dirty game. The reality is, can I finish my point?
So because Democrats are releasing violent criminals on the street, we should too. Is that your view?
I'm not even releasing them. They don't even arrest them in the first place. They let them commit the crimes without arresting them.
They were convicted and they were sentenced. They were in prison and Donald Trump pardoned them.
Okay, can I finish my point? You had for years, you had violent offenders during the Black Lives Matter protests. They were burning down, looting in Minnesota, New York City, all over the place, in Portland, Oregon, all over the place. They were looting the place. You had them not even being arrested. They were getting off with nothing.
Democrats supported people who are committing violent offenses being arrested. That's just not true.
I thought you were going to let me. Parker, I thought you were going to let me finish.
Right? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, man. I just please be genuine.
I'm trying to be genuine. I'm trying to make my point.
Okay.
So now the one time you see that Republicans generally never protest violently. Almost never. The one time they get a little violent in the Capitol, for the most part, they were not violent. But the one time they do, the Democrats got so all of a sudden they're prosecuting everybody. They're going through footage, the FBI, they got the whole freaking like system to arrest everybody, arrest them for years. So you know what Trump said? This is a point. Maybe he played dirty. He's like, you know what? You guys have no problem with people rioting, with people causing chaos, nothing. You guys don't mind it. The one time we get out of line, you prosecute us like a witch hunt. So you know what? I'm going to pardon all of them. Just to show you guys, fuck you. You can't do that. That was the point. You
So
guys played a
why
dirty
didn't he
game.
pardon everyone that didn't commit a violent offense and then keep the people who committed violent offenses in prison?
Because you guys already played a dirty game. He's like, you know what? You guys played a dirty game. Screw it. I'm gonna make it a clean slate.
Okay, so
If you
this
guys
is
would have been
ridiculous.
fair,
Name one time a Democrat pardoned violent rioters.
again, they don't pardon them because they don't arrest them to begin
Okay.
with.
Okay, so again, what policy did they impact to limit the arresting of them? Are you just saying cops aren't doing their jobs?
Okay, okay, let me give an example, right? In New York City, if you used to steal from a store, it used to be a felony. Now they made the law that unless you steal like up to $1,000 or 900, it's not even a felony. You get
That
released
exists
the
in
next
that
day.
exists in a lot of places. So again, that's a complete misnomer from the point. We're talking about violent offenses, right?
I mean, I don't know. I guess theft is it not violent? I guess it's not violent necessarily, but it could be violent. I mean, it's for sure
Yeah,
provokes a violent reaction. People try to
And
stop
if there's
you
a
from doing
violent
it. But,
aspect of it, then it's a felony.
I don't know if that's exactly how it actually plays out in
Okay, you
actual
think if
system,
someone
but-
goes into a place with a gun and points it at people and threatens to unalive them if they don't get the gun, you don't think that if they're going to get a felony for doing that?
No, I'm not talking about with a gun. I'm talking about if somebody actually steals from a store and the store owner tries stopping them and they end up like wrestling their way out of it. I don't think it's even considered a felony. It's considered he just stole like $900. But I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I don't know specifically.
if they commit some sort of offense or assault towards the person, then that is categorized as like I'm pretty sure that's categorized as a felony.
Yeah, but the reason
And
why
again, I
actually
just want to
store
clarify,
owners,
this is specifically not the Democrats running for presidency. This would just be certain areas, local areas, okay? That's, again, not the Democrats running for Congress. You can't name a single Democrat running for Congress.
but we know,
Right, or
we
not
know
even
what the-
Congress, running for president, right, that specifically is pardoned or released violent criminals on the streets or supported a policy that made it so that violent criminals who beat police officers or did whatever could get onto the streets. You are making this up. You are trying to act like the left is just as violent as the right. I mean, the right is just as violent as the left, or actually the left is more violent. Like,
the left
it's
is
ridiculous.
more violent. You're right.
Oh, okay. So then you are in support of Donald Trump, who called for the execution of some Democrats, who pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers, and he called them patriots. You are supporting the party
Wait,
of
when
violence
did-
that just
hold on.
won't even admit it about themselves and then tries to claim the other side is violent. Like, you do this all the time. You do something, and then whenever we call you out for doing that thing, you just say, no, you're actually doing it. It's childish, dude. Genuinely, think about what you're fucking saying. We are not more violent than you idiots when you fucking call for executing your political opponents. What are you talking about, dude? You cannot ever fucking say that ever again. No Trump supporter can ever fucking say that. Every single person in this live stream you ever hear someone say that, fucking call them out. You cannot sit there and say that when the president of the United States himself called for the execution of some Democrats because they said to not uphold unlawful orders, which the Trump administration has clearly been shown to have done.
Yeah, I don't even think he did that. Somebody just give me a restriction or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you got a flag from
Yo.
TikTok because you engaged in unverified claims.
Nah, bro. I think I'm just cooking your ass. Your supporters are getting mad about it.
No, that was TikTok. That has nothing to do with me. I get TikTok flags all the time. Dude,
All right,
like, why are
whatever.
you blaming that on us, bro?
I don't know. I'm not on here all day. I don't know how the system works.
Wait, I just
don't
want to
know.
let you know, every other person who's joined my stream didn't get that flag. That was just you.
Yeah, because I'm effective. I get it. You know, I'm getting. Listen, I got what? Already like 50 followers in like 30 minutes, hour.
This is embarrassing,
Listen,
dude.
bro. Yeah, whatever. All right, listen, bro.
You gained 50
You gotta-
followers? Dude, like some random 50 idiots just decided to
If,
follow
if
you on
not
the
more,
stream?
if not more. Listen, I came up here to tell you really
You
that
came
your
up here
followers,
to get
bro.
followers. I came up here to get followers on Parker Get a Job stream on an account that I won't even show my face because I realize how horrible my views are.
Bro, all I'm telling you, yeah, I keep getting more followers, bro. They keep following me, bro. All I'm telling you is I was on your stream
That's
again
embarrassing.
days ago.
That's embarrassing.
Listen, your followers are bullies, bro. I got mad DMs. Your followers are haters. You got to get them in check. All right, that doesn't help nobody. Your
Yeah, so
followers,
how
the
about Trump
death
says that about
threats.
his own? How about Trump says that about his own people who went to January 6th and beat police officers? How about he holds them accountable? Oh wait, he pardoned them. He released them onto the streets. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Oh,
I
so
I,
wrong
I
makes a
definitely
right.
disagree
A
with
wrong
anyone
makes a
doing
right.
anything
These are
violent,
your
threatening
followers,
you,
though.
or doing
These are
anything
your
like that. I
followers.
disagree with it. But to sit here in a fucking pearl clutch and to act like we're like I'm in support of that is fucking crazy. It's absurd. Okay.
I just never heard you speak about it. I never heard
I
you
already
speak
did.
about
I
it.
did it 3 times now. You're gonna keep complaining?
Yeah, you did it in the context of like, but you guys are worse. You never just did it straight up.
Yes, genuinely. Appreciate the galaxy. Thank you. Like literally, you can't even hold your own side accountable. Yet you're gonna sit there and say that about me, dude. Look in a mirror, bro. Seriously, once
Okay, so
for once.
Parker, when are you gonna house illegal immigrants because you care about them so much? When are you gonna have them in your house? You're getting a lot of galaxies. You could afford it.
Yeah, so I believe in a no restrictions between states. That doesn't mean that people from other states should just be able to stay in my house.
I don't get it. Why is it right? Why should somebody be homeless on the streets and you get to have 5 beds in your house? Why is that right?
I don't have 5 beds. What do you 5 beds?
I'm giving you an example. Why do you get to get hundreds of
I
dollars
think
or
I
$1,000?
believe in like housing everyone. I can't do that myself. And also, I don't have to be held to a standard where I have to specifically allow for people to live in my house in order for me to say that people should have houses to live in.
I don't get it. Why not? Why is it right that somebody should be homeless on the streets while you
It's
get
not.
to sleep comfortably?
It's not, and I believe that we should be providing more in taxes to be able to pay for people to have housing. You sit there. Name one housing affordability policy from Donald Trump.
Yeah, you only care. Well, actually, no. He's trying to switch the mortgage from 30 to 50 years. I mean, he's doing
That's
things.
actually
He's doing
worse.
things.
That makes it less affordable, and you will never even gain a lot of equity in your house because you're gonna have so much interest that builds up over 50 years, and it barely reduces the mortgage payment. And if it reduces the mortgage payment, it then allows for companies just increase their prices.
Well, Parker, we all know you talk a big game on TikTok. Bottom line is, if an immigrant knocked on your door, you're telling him, "Get the fuck out of my face, bro. You ain't housing him. We know that."
What are you talking? I'm not letting anyone but me and my girlfriend live in my apartment. That doesn't mean that I don't want people to be housed or taken care of, and I don't want immigrants in the country. What the fuck are
Exactly.
you
You want
talking
other
about?
people doing it.
What
You
type
want
of
other people to
insane
do it.
logic is this? You're saying I have to house people in my personal home in order to advocate for housing for other people? Wait, do you advocate for any housing for other people to be taken care of? Any
No,
Section 8
let me
housing?
explain you why. Well, let me
Wait,
explain
do
you
you
why that
advocate
makes
for
sense.
any Medicare?
Let me explain you why that makes
Wait,
sense.
do you advocate
Yeah,
for
I
Medicare?
do.
You do?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Sure.
then if you're not
Sure.
providing the healthcare for them yourself, if you're not on your free time, going to the hospital and volunteering whenever you have free time, then you don't actually believe other people should be taken care of in terms of healthcare.
No. Actually, you're right. You're actually right. I'm not saying
Do
whenever.
you realize
you're
how
not
stupid you
donating
sound
me.
now?
It's not. It's not stupid. Actually,
You
makes
believe
sense.
other people should
If
have
I-
public education? So unless you are out there being a fucking public education teacher, then it doesn't actually doesn't mean you can support public education. Unless you're building the roads yourselves, you can't fucking drive on them. This is such an absurd talking point.
Yeah, I'm trying to make the point. If you keep cutting me off, my point is that the fact that you don't want to have people in your house, illegal immigrants, doesn't make you a bad person. The same way we don't want them in our country doesn't make us bad people. We
That
don't
is
have the
so
resources
viewed
for
as so
everybody.
different. That is viewed as
We
so
don't
different.
have the resources.
Can I
for
give you an
everybody.
example? I don't believe in restrictions between states, between Nevada and California. But does that mean someone from Nevada can just go and live in my house? No, we view personal space in terms of your own house, in terms of your own shelter, differently than we view a country as a whole. When you are allowing something into your country, that doesn't mean that you're allowing them into your personal space.
Yeah, but here's the difference, right? If I believe that people, if I'm not donating, I'm not volunteering at least some time, I'm not advocating, then yes, I don't really care about the policies I say I care about. If you're not giving charity to people, if you never gave a homeless person $1, that means you don't care about them, even if you're advocating for their policies.
Wait,
That's
so
a reality.
if you
That's the
support
reality.
politicians in which actively do nothing for working class people and just benefit the rich, then you don't actually give a shit about people in the
Oh, it's
working
funny
class. You
because-
don't actually
yeah,
give a shit about people in need. You don't
yeah.
care about the 420,000 children that are losing their access to free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month because of the big beautiful bill. The 2.5 million people on average every month that were losing their food stamps. Over 10 million people that are losing their health insurance. Millions of them people in this country that have increasing healthcare premiums because of the fact that you are getting rid of the ACA subsidies that have been extended because of the
Except
Democrats.
that
The
poor
Democrats
people
wanted
voted
to
Trump.
continue to extend. Keep
Yeah, why did poor
talking about
people vote
this
Trump?
when you
Why
actively
did poor
support
people vote Trump?
policies in which make it less affordable for the average working class American
So why did
to
poor
then
people vote
benefit
Trump?
rich people by giving them massive tax breaks.
Yeah,
It's
so let me ask you
embarrassing.
that: if Democrats, if Kamala is better for poor people, why did Trump win the vote of under $100,000, and Kamala won the vote above $100,000? Why did poor people? Why did
I'd
working
have to
class
see.
people
I'd
vote
have
for
to see
Trump?
the stats on that. But regardless, people voted for Donald Trump because they were misinformed. They thought he was going to reduce
Oh, so they're
prices.
stupid. Got it. They're
I said they were
uneducated.
misinformed, and absolutely, there were a lot of stupid Trump supporters. You're one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are
Yeah, you agree with that
misinformed,
one.
uneducated about specifically relating to political conversations. You don't know who's actually going to raise prices. Trump ran on policy to raise prices, and then he literally at the same time claimed he was going to reduce prices. He ran on affordability, and then once he gets into office, he says affordability is a Democratic scam. What the fuck? You got conned. You obviously got conned. There were so many people that voted for Donald Trump because Biden caused inflation and high inflation under Biden. When Biden didn't cause the inflation, it was related to global inflation due to the pandemic because of supply chain issues relating to the pandemic. It had nothing to do with the Biden-Harris administration. And Trump ran on policies to increase prices, and they've done that since Trump's got in office. That's why people, that was the number one reason in exit polls why people voted for Donald Trump is because of inflation. Because they thought he was going to
Yeah.
address that. And what's happened since Trump's got in office? He has fucking conned people. He didn't reduce prices. He didn't do anything to help out working class people. And then he said affordability is a Democratic hoax.
Yeah, interesting. It's very easy for you to say, right? It's very easy to say, you're like, oh yeah, dumb people, they were stupid, they voted for Trump. The fact is, the working
That's
class
true.
ain't that
You just
stupid.
don't want to.
The
This
work,
is just cope. It's honestly just cope to say that that didn't happen. To say that there weren't idiots that voted for Donald Trump that didn't have any type of information to vote on what they voted for, and yet they still decided to do it. And that doesn't mean every single person specifically is an idiot who voted for Donald Trump. There are a lot of evil people that were smart and still decided to support him, even though they are fucking evil. They knew exactly what he was going to do. They were smart enough to realize what he was going to do, and yet they were fucking evil enough to support it.
yeah, listen, you can say whatever you want again. You want to talk about your policies, you always go back there, you always fall into your policies that I know the policies better than you do. Of course you do, because it's all you do all day. But my point is, listen, you
You
might
don't
know
know
them,
any
but the reality
policies.
is, yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I don't know any policies. I know nothing. I do know that, look, there's a reason why people vote how they vote, because they see what's going on in the country. They live their lives. Most people are not behind a screen like you on TikTok all day. They see the crime in the streets. They have to deal with that.
Yeah,
They
and
see
you
their
vote for a
jobs being
criminal
affected.
because of it. You vote for a guy held civilly liable of sexual abuse who released violent criminals into the country and pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers, called them patriots. And then he also called for the execution of his political opponents. But apparently none of that is violence. None of that matters. None of that is hatred. None of that divides the country. None of that makes us worse. It's only when Democrats do it that it's bad.
You know what? I'd rather vote for a criminal, and I'm telling you straight up, I'd rather vote for a criminal than to vote for Kamala. Straight up, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
you
rather
did
have a
that. We could
criminal
all
running
tell.
this
We already
country.
knew that. You didn't have to
I
tell us
would
that. We
rather
already knew
that.
that you did that. You would vote for a
Yeah.
criminal over a prosecutor.
A prosecutor, yo, she had no talent. The reason why she got there was because
Really?
she slept
No
her way to the
talent?
top.
Oh,
She
what
slept her way
evidence
to
do you
the
have for
top.
that? What evidence do you have for that?
Yeah, we all know. There's been a lot of articles written about it, how she slept her way to the top. We know
Yeah,
that.
who did she sleep with?
I don't know the names, but I know there was articles written about
You
it.
don't know
I
any
think
of
there
the
was.
names of the people that she slept with, but that's the only
No,
reason
I
she
don't.
got to the top?
Yeah, I don't really care about her
And by
personal
the
life,
way,
to be
because you don't
honest.
even know, I'll let you know, her relationship with Willie Brown didn't make her vice president. It didn't make her senator. Right? It didn't get her to all the positions that you would consider the top. What the fuck are you talking about?
No. It had people that elevated her to the position
Yeah,
where she
people
could have
claim
been in that
Willie Brown.
position.
Willie Brown has nothing to do with him with her being in the Senate. Willie Brown has nothing to do with her being vice president. She got herself into that position. And if you want to
I
talk
never
about
said
sleeping
that.
if you want to talk about sleeping your way to the top, why don't
Okay,
you
so
talk about Trump and Bubba?
this is the stupid argument that Dean made, right?
Hold on,
Dean
no,
made that
seriously.
since
Tell me, why don't you talk about Trump and Bubba? Is Bubba Bill Clinton or is it the horse?
who's Bubba? I don't even know who you're talking about.
Yeah, apparently Putin has photos or a video of Trump blowing Bubba. Talk
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
suck
about,
your
bro.
way to the top.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Here's what I do know. See, this is the same stupid argument Dean made. Dean was like, well, she didn't sleep with 4 million people. Nobody's saying she slept with 4 million people to get to the top. We're saying she got into position of power to be able to run for this kind of election by sleeping her way to the point where she had that kind of recognition.
Wait,
where she had people supporting her.
everyone knows that it's not just because of someone you're in a relationship with, just because you met someone through the context of that relationship, that's the only reason you got into the position you are. That's absurd. Then you would essentially say that anyone who has any type of networking, the only reason they got into the position they are was because they had a relationship with that one person, whether or not it's
Yeah.
sexual.
Well,
So that's how networking works, genius. And by the way, that has nothing to do with her getting to the Senate, to getting to the vice president, which are the top echelon, specifically of politics. She got to that
The
position
reason why
because of her own merit, because of her own qualifications, because she genuinely had a basis to get there, and she did. And you didn't, and you're mad that you don't have those qualifications, and you're trying to blame her for that. She was one of the most qualified candidates to ever run for the position of president. Trump had no fucking qualifications. If you cared about qualifications, then you wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump.
Yo, you think I'm mad about it? Yo, I'm young, bro. I ain't trying to do that. You think I want to be like? You think I want to be
You
what she
couldn't
was
be as
doing?
qualified as her if you tried.
Listen, if I was as qualified as her, I'd be doing something wrong because
I think most people in this live couldn't be as qualified as Kamala Harris if we tried. I don't think I could. I think Kamala Harris has so many fucking qualifications
you're
for
right
being
about that one.
president.
That's the first right thing you said. But I don't think
Yeah,
either
because
of you are qualified,
I'm
to be
not
honest.
living my life for qualifications and stuff like that. And I think that like I'm hyper
No,
fixated
no,
on things
listen,
that probably
Parker.
wouldn't be considered as qualifications, right? But
No,
she
honestly.
did, and she did a great job at that, and that's why she was able to run up the fucking ranks of society to be able to then be in the position of vice presidency.
No, I mean
Okay,
Parker. I think
you
you're
have
doing a great
got to
job.
acknowledge
Listen,
that it's not
you're
because of
doing what
just
you're
the
supposed to be
relationship
doing.
she's had in her life. It's because of who she is as a person and because she's genuinely qualified to be in that position. Trump, you can't even point to his fucking qualifications. It's embarrassing.
Well, you know what? First of all, Parker, you're doing great on TikTok, bro. You stay here. You're good over here. This is what you're
Yeah,
meant
but
for. I
this
think,
this
so
wouldn't
your
be
life's going.
considered as like a conventional qualification for being president.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm
That's
saying you're
kind of
good
like
on
the point I
TikTok.
was making too.
That's kind of what I'm saying. But regardless, Kamala, yo, the reason why she became vice president was only because Joe Biden needed a woman, and he needed a woman of color. Otherwise, he thought he won't win an election. It had nothing to do with the fact that she was qualified.
Wait, so
He
then why
chose her
so then
because
why
he
didn't
knew
he
he had
pick
to
any other
choose her.
black woman?
Of the black women who were in a position. Oh, no. Well, actually, when you're going for a vice
Wait,
president,
if it was just because she's a black woman, why didn't he pick any of the other black women?
because there aren't a lot of black women in positions of power.
There aren't a lot of
to
black
choose
women in
from.
positions of power. Maybe that's a reason why there should be more black women in positions of power. Maybe that's a good reason why you should support more black women in these positions of power. And maybe a reason why you shouldn't vote against them when they're clearly more qualified than the idiot Trump.
I don't even think, to be honest, I don't think most black women would want to work with Joe Biden. Like, he was kind of like, yeah, Sleepy Joe. Who the hell wants to work with him?
Most black women voted for Joe Biden over Donald Trump.
Yeah, by the way, black women vote Democrat every election, but Trump, this is what you're not saying.
I think it's
Trump won a higher
92%,
percentage.
by the way. 92% of black women voted for Kamala
Yeah,
Harris.
90, I think 96 to 98 voted for Obama. But your Trump
point?
won the highest percentage of black votes. Black men, like 22% or 20 or 18%, whatever it was, voted for him. Trump won Latino men. The people that you think he's going to deport voted for him. All right?
Yeah,
Latino men
look at
voted
his
for Trump.
approval rating on immigration now. What's his approval rating? Let me know.
I don't know. I think it's what, in the 40s or something. But
I
his
think it's
overall
lower than
approval
that.
rating.
Let's actually pull it up.
Last I checked, it was like 45 or something. His overall approval rating.
No, it's like 30 something right now. We're talking about immigration too.
I don't know about on immigration specifically. I'm talking about, because a lot of Republicans don't think he's deporting enough people, like Nick Fuentes.
Here
is
we
the thing.
go.
Well,
Here we go. AP News. Let me see. And give me 1 second. He's at 31% approval rating for the economy. Immigration,
For the economy,
38% approval rating.
Yeah, for one specific.
This
What
is
about
from an
overall
AP
approval
poll.
rating?
This is an AP poll.
I'm asking about overall approval, not specifically immigration.
36% overall.
That doesn't sound accurate. I've seen
This is
other
from
polls.
an AP poll.
Yeah, these polls also said he's going to lose the election, which didn't happen. I mean, so whatever.
Again, these are evidence, and you're just denying reality.
I mean,
So
there was
only so
evidence that
67% of people disapprove of Donald Trump's handling of the economy. 60% of people disapprove his handling on immigration. And 61%
You know
of
what
people
polls are?
disapprove of his handling overall.
Polls, they call 1,000, 2,000 people. Who even answers the phone anymore? The reality is Trump would have lost Iowa by 20 points, by 10, 15 points if he would have trusted the polls. Wasn't your most accurate
so
pollster?
he asked for polls to justify this, and he said it was certain, like this particular number. As soon as I proved
No,
him
I
wrong,
think-
he doesn't accept. He's like, "Oh, polls can't be trusted at all."
No, I think you're choosing specifically a poll that looks bad. I'm telling you, his overall
No, I
approval
literally
rating
went
is
to
in
AP News.
40%.
AP News is a credible independent source.
I don't know, maybe this week or something. I just know overall his approval rating for the most part has been pretty steady around somewhere between 40 to 50% for his
Where do
second
you
term.
see this?
I've anytime I check, it's always been
Go
between
look
40
it
to
up.
50%.
Go look it up. I'd love to see. Let's see if you can find the source, everyone. By the way, I've only a few more minutes left, and then I have to get off here real quick. I'm just gonna finish this conversation real quick. I have a few people to thank in the meantime. Claire, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Claire. Jeremy, thank you so much for the $5. Denise for the $15. Thank you so much. Bayro, thank you so much for the $30 on Venmo. I really appreciate it, Bayro. Thank you. Michael with the $10. And Tom with the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Can we win some W's for them in the comment section right now? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Tom. They said Republicans don't protest violently. They said January 6th, Charlottesville, the Brooks Brothers riot, the Oklahoma bombing, the kidnapping of Whitmer, decades of abortion
what's
bombings,
this over
etc.
here? Yo, one
True,
quick
true.
Google
Thank you so
search.
much, Tom. I appreciate it. Thank you. James, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Nicole, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $1.11. Thank you so much. Nicole, thank you for the $2.22. Thank you. And Sherry, thank you so much for the $20. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Sherry.
Yo, Parker, what's this? One quick Google search. What's the average? Check the average, not one
I
poll.
can't
I'm
see.
talking
Tell
about
me.
the average. Can you make it bigger? I don't know if you can make it bigger. He's mostly...
Where are you getting this
Yeah.
from?
I just Googled like the average. It's 47, 45, 43, 44, 44, 40, 45.
Is that
36.
overall?
You're talking... That's talking about...
And
look,
this is
look
the
at the date.
average between 11/18 to 20. Okay, I mean, that's over the past month or so. Sure.
I'm saying when you calculate all the polls, he's
And
polling
that's
between 40 to
so
50%.
then wait. So to clarify, you think a better source would be Emerson, CBS News, Insider, Advantageous Yahoo,
Yo, don't
iTip, Big Data
Parker, don't
Poll,
try to cope with
Daily
this one. Don't
Mail,
try to cope.
Qantas, Ipsos,
They're
the
left wing, by
Consult,
the way. These are left wing.
RMG Research, Harris. Oh, the AP Norc poll that I literally referenced. YouGov and Rasmussen. So, by the way, just to clarify, you think all of those are preferable sources to the AP poll?
These are... Yo, Parker, you're really coping with this one.
Well, I'm
These
not
are
coping. I'm asking you a
multiple
basic
polls.
question. Are those sources
didn't
you think
say-
are preferable to the AP poll?
I didn't say they're preferable. My point is that you have
Oh,
multiple
okay. Wait.
polls.
So if none of you just said that mine you don't accept it because you think it wouldn't be it would be bias, and then you just cited ones that you think are even more biased.
Man, Parker, you're such a clown.
If it's
You really
if it's
are
an
a clown.
average of biased sources under your view, do you accept those?
Parker, you're such a clown. Even when you're obviously wrong, you can't accept it. It's crazy.
Wait, dude.
You really
wait.
are
So
a
then
clown.
you accept the average of those? Is that your source?
Parker, you're hurting your own credibility. I said before the average of polls.
I'm not. You wait. By the way, I just want to clarify. You went to things that are typically less, more bias instead of accepting the one that was less. You just got uncomfortable themes, bro. And harassment and bullying, bro. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Alrighty, well, I am going to, and this is the average that goes back in the past. So even this even takes into account earlier in the administration. So I mean, I think the AP poll is reflective of now to a greater extent. But yeah. Well, I love everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming through. I appreciate everyone so much. Thank you. It was a good day. Heidi, thank you so much for the push the galaxy. Thank you. I will be on tomorrow, everyone. Probably, I'm assuming later in the day. I'll keep you updated, though. I love everyone so much. Have a fantastic night, everyone. And I will see everyone tomorrow. I would recommend to go over on YouTube, like the stream. If you haven't watched the Jubilee video that I was on, make sure to do that. It was head-to-head. It's a whole new series on Jubilee. You could say some nice things about me in the comment section. Well, actually, if you look at the comment section, I don't even think there's I couldn't even find one negative comment. But yeah, I would appreciate it. I love y'all so much. I will see everyone later. Good night, everyone.